Are we
We're live.
What? I'm just kidding. Hello, everybody, and welcome to D4. Where I, Dustin.
And I, Devin, co-DM a 5th edition game of Dungeons and of Dragons.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
Of the
wow, we
dragon.
upgraded just from Dungeons, huh?
Yeah,
It
Get
is
the
true.
full dragon package now. That's awesome.
That's right. So we will remind you that we are still down Araya for a few weeks as she is up to real life stuff, but doing amazing things with real life. We're super happy for her. But in the meantime, we are joined again by the wonderful Rayberry as Petunia Potts.
Yes. So, do you want dice?
Yes.
Do you want a D&D Legendary bundle that includes everything released so far at your disposal from D&D Beyond?
Yes.
Do you want one of our custom-made D4 maps to incorporate into your home game?
Sweet mother, yes.
Do you want to watch Goblin Katie run a wacky in-play one-shot for the rest of the BFGs?
Do I ever?
And do you want one of Beetle and Grimm's Icewind Dale silver boxes, or do you want to watch us torture ourselves for your entertainment?
Always.
Yes. Well, then, you want to donate to the Children's Miracle Network through Extra Life Charity to give those sick kids a chance to a life of adventure. Make your donations over at d4extralife.com in order to unlock all of the awesome giveaways we have. And spread the word, because the more money you collectively donate, the more giveaways that we're giving to you. And speaking of, thanks to your donations, we have a giveaway tonight of Die Hard Dice's Spellbinder Nightfall set. So enter #dice into RockPunch ATL's Twitch chat for your chance to win.
Yep. And we are super, super excited to announce that this Friday, October 9th, is the premiere of Tempo, an Adventure in the Islands, a new actual play 5e D&D show set in the worlds of Sina Una, a brand new 5th edition setting based on pre-colonial Filipino mythology, with DM Josh Mendenhall, better known as HTT Paladin, Omega Jones, the Critical Bard, Latia Jaquise, Mackenzie DeArmas, and Josh Simons. You can catch it live right here on the RockPunch ATL channel this Friday and every Friday after that, starting October 9th at 4 p.m. Pacific time, 7 p.m. Eastern time. And please check out Sina Una, which releases tomorrow. And you can find more information about that at deckofmany.com/Sina Una.
And that is SINAUNA. With that, let's hear from our sponsors.
Ethan, roll a die.
Oh, I was not ready.
Ray, roll a die.
I wasn't ready for the bit.
Hey, okay, which one?
Just the 20. Do roll it.
Okay. Five.
Doesn't matter what you got because it's boring. It's boring you're rolling. You're rolling liquid boring. You don't want to be boring?
No.
I'm asking you a question. No,
No.
you don't. You don't want your dice to be boring? Well, you're in luck. D&D Beyond is giving away the Blacksmith's dice and the Archmage's Favors dice, #Beyond today. And let me tell you, rolling them dice is fun. It's not dull. Not dull at all. What'd that sound you made? Drop a dice. Drop a dice for me, Ray. Just do it right now. That's a weak sound. I didn't even hear that. It's a weak sound happening there. It doesn't happen with the Archmage's Favorite dice. There's a nice clickety clonk going about there that just fills your ears with the kind of strange ASMR greeting that just grabs you every time you roll. It doesn't matter if you roll a 1. You want to roll them critical fails all the more. You get the Blacksmith and Archmage's Favorite dice. So put it in #Beyond now to win that, or head on over to D&D Beyond, go to my collections and click My Dice to purchase those dice for you.
For me.
They're amazing.
You general you.
Just saying, as a professional dice goblin, they're amazing. I have them. They're fabulous.
There you go. Full endorsement.
So I want to talk to you guys about a little thing called Beetle and... What are you doing here? Collector of Tears? What are you doing here? I'm here to talk to you about Beetle and Grimm, because I need more things in my life that are creepy. And Beetle and Grimm's new legendary box for Curse of Strahd is super creepy. So creepy, I can hardly stay in reality. I'm bending reality. No! So yeah, Beetle and Grimm has this amazing Curse of Strahd box that you can purchase now. I strongly recommend you head on over to their website and pick it up. And hey, while we're talking about Beetle and Grimm, let me tell you about a little something they're doing called Grimmtober. Woo! Grimmtober features every Friday awesome, creepy, and cool videos. This Friday, you can catch part 2 of our wonderful DMs teaching you how to build a sock mask. They're building goblin masks, and they're awesome. They're not, you know, the favorite goblins of Beetle and Grimm, Bob and George, but they're pretty cool. They're not too bad. They might not be real goblins though. Anyways, I just had to pass on this amazing opportunity. And if you tune in Friday, Beetle and Grimm's very own Michaela is going to be doing some pastry cooking, and it's going to be delicious. I've seen the recipe. I strongly recommend you tune in and learn how to make the deliciousness. Anyway, head on over at Twitter at Beetle and Grimm and head to their website, beetleandgrims.com, to enter the Pandemonium Warehouse and get all sorts of cool things like the Curse of Strahd box.
You know, they say that the eyes are the windows to the soul. At Eldritch Foundry, you can customize your eyes as well. With the new feature, you can customize your eyes and ears to your own delight and make your eyes the windows you always assumed they'd be. Tune into Eldritch Foundry to make the best miniatures for your table, and you can make your eyes as creepy as mine are right now. Eldritch Foundry. Oh, and make sure you put in hashtag Eldritch into the chat for your own chance for your own Eldritch Foundry. Or, what is the actual code?
D4D&D for 20% off.
D4D&D for
All caps.
20% off, all capital letters. I believe in you. Look into the windows of my soul and know it's true.
They're creepy and they're kooky, mysterious and spooky. They're all together ooky. The RockPunch family. Da-da-da. 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 Their stream is a museum with old NES retro gaming all the time with Colton and Greg. When people come to see them, they really are a scream. The RockPunch family. It's spooky month, time for spooky stuff. And my attempt at trying to convert a well-beloved song into something related to our sponsors, like RockPunch ATL. Not possible without them. Like, pretty much, yeah, not possible. So every Wednesday, Bab still fails at video games, but she's only going to be playing spooky games for the rest of this month. She's already playing the spooky game that is Until Dawn. I can't wait for her to finish it, but she's also planning on playing other games like Vampire the Masquerade, Cold Terrors of New York, and Luigi's Mansion, you know, because I guess she just doesn't want to get too spooky, but I understand the respectful
Luigi's
spooky
Mansion
of
is
Luigi's
very
Mansion.
spooky.
It's so spooky. It's the scariest game you could possibly play. And you can still check out Torin, Sam, and Colton's review of Tenet on last Wednesday's video of their death show. Oh my God. I didn't write it down. I literally watched it.
We're so pro.
Oh my God.
Well, if you want to find out what it is, just go over to RockPunch and
Oh
you'll
my
know
God.
that.
No.
It's called Dead
I'm
Air.
Like, Dead Air. Yes, I'm reading through all of these messages and it doesn't say the title in any of them. Dead Air. Watch Dead Air.
All right. And then if you want to support our kooky cast and all the people that make this show possible, please head over to d4dnd.com and check out our shop. We have mugs, shirts, glasses, all sorts of cool stuff, and other things coming along the way.
Very soon. Very soon.
And without further ado, let us immerse ourselves
into the Chronicles of D4.
It's so upsetting.
And we're back.
Hey, everybody. So, last time on Dignifying Dignitary and a Devolved Doyen, in the aftermath of feeling defeated and Vinley heading off to take out the lead to the Blackstaff Tower, the BFGs try to figure out what to do next. Harold confronts Voss about outing him, V and Renair being Harper's, and Voss apologizes, telling him that it was a mistake and one that he made in panic. Seisha goes on a date with Gariel to the Godcatcher Inn, where they leave wishes on the hand resting on the ground just outside. As the mythical tale says that if you write your wish upon the hand and you watch it move, it will come true. Harold and Petunia enjoy dinner in the tavern and each other's company by the hearth, as Harold informs her of his past and the dangers that lie ahead if she chooses to venture with the BFGs. Vinley sends a letter informing them she will be tied up with duties at the Blackstaff for longer than a few days, but she is well and misses them. She gives them the letter from Kelvin and tells them to make sure this is given to Laurel at the very end of the meeting, as it may be extremely emotional for her to read.
Voss sends a letter to Renair as V tells Harold about her memories and the star spawn, and that her father may be responsible for the disappearance of her teacher back when she was a lot younger. The next morning, Renair greets the party and informs them that he has been stripped of his Harper rank, but needs to speak to V and Harold on one final mission. Voss stays behind and drops the bombshell that he is willing to join the Harpers as a show of faith for his screw-up. Renair takes this in and will inform his superiors and that he has not been removed but demoted, and the ruse is to throw everyone off of the fact that he is a Harper. Seisha asks Renair to have Biblio return. Renair lets them know a few things about meeting the Open Lord and that Starbuckler will be at the Castle Energem.
Everyone gathers their wits and heads to meet Laurel Silverhand, Open Lord of Waterdeep, chosen of Mistra, and wife of Kelvin Arns. They are strip searched of all their weapons and items and make their way to the Open Lord's office. Once there, they are given a seal and thanks that will give them free transportation, room, and food aboard while in the city, and its city communes such as Amphale and Rassilent. There's a single favor from the Open Lord. Also, a magic item from her personal collection for bringing down the Xanathar. Looking over the choices, they choose an Amulet of Health for Vinland to keep her safe, as she has faced death multiple times.
They inform Laryl of the plot to kill Starbuckler and start to make a plan to make it look like it is done and to bring a heavy blow against Manchun. Laryl tells them to let her know what they need, and they have it. They have the full support of the city. They also let her know that Adalberto Fiaschetti is the Rose and the new Xanathar. She takes this info and tells the party that if it checks out, she will grant them a second favor. She also tells them that if they had the money that was stolen, then a lot can happen to make the field ward an official part of Waterdeep.
They give her the letter from Kelvin and almost suffer her ire before Seisha tells her the phrase to magically open the sealed letter. It sets her back as sadness overtakes her. She thanks them once again, and they leave and return home to find Dabble standing in their common room with 5 chests, each full of 1,000 gold and 2 invitations, one for Gariel and one for Petunia, to the gala, the Castellantis. And we will pick up tonight's episode with Seisha heading to a meeting that she is fairly certain won't happen, but is hopeful that someone will be waiting.
You make your way to the Sea Ward, not too far from your home, to a small outdoor patio and porch garden tea house. The 2-door wood paneling along the tan stucco walls are a brilliant bright blue. The rainbow of terracotta tiles that cover the roof are laid out in a beautiful motif that mimics the enchanting colors of a peacock. A line of nobles runs out the door, all waiting for their chance to sip upon the exotic teas from all across Torland, as well as the refined and unique twists on foods from across Faerun.
In the far reaches of the back patio, you see a tabaxi man with a warm and inviting sharp-toothed mountain lion grin from behind his kind eyes and full white beard that matches his chef jacket and floppy hat nestled between his ears. He seems to be engaged with one of his patrons that is hard to make out, but you notice that they are very large in size, at least from what you can see from the shadow that seems to distort in its form cast by the dancing orbs that float around the shop.
I will head in and go to the counter at the front. Excuse me. I am supposed to meet Lady Gathala here this afternoon. Do you know if she is attending?
You are pointed to a table.
Thank you. And she will head that way.
Okay. And as you wander in through the crowd, you are assaulted by the enchanting aromas of exotic teas and eclectic pastries and pies. And as you round the corner, you find a large figure hidden behind today's newspaper with the headline, "The Galt Son, Double Agent, Plays His Last Harp Strung Song." Expecting to hear the bruised ego of a noble lady, you instead hear the growling thunder of a voice that mimics the low echo of a rock slide.
Interesting company my estranged daughter chooses to keep. I was wondering if you would show Miss Bellaspard. You are nearly 10 minutes late. It is not wise to keep a businessman nor a noble waiting. Your time may be used wastefully, but I assure you, mine is not. Now, have a seat. Join me for some tea.
I sit. My deepest apologies for my tardiness, your lordship. I am afraid there's no excuse for it.
The gray, stone-skinned, bald man, like a cool, polished granite, lowers the newspaper and folds it off to the side. Unlike the solid lines akin to the natural tattoo-like lines of the Veterock and most other Goliaths you've seen, the lines across his face are actually intricately broken up Deco-style Dethek runes, similar to Dwarven script. His eyes a cold steel gray, making them look nearly completely white as he stares up at you with an expecting yet very stoic face.
It is rude to refuse the offer, but I'm glad you know that you are smart enough not to. So, I hear you had some interests in the Gathala name and our lineage.
Yes, very much so. I am looking to write a book about some of the families, the noble houses of Waterdeep, and your story is one of the most interesting of any that I've heard thus far. A family that has risen so quickly and brings so much to the city. It would be silly to even think of not including you.
Do you know what I find silly, Miss Valispod?
I do not, your lordship.
You were asked of a simple favor. One that you not only turned down, but in turn insulted my wife and myself by trying to attack our pride. I can assure you it will not work. You tried to lure her in with veiled gestures as you speak, but our names need not be carried out in your chronicle of noble houses. No. It is already chronicled in Volos, and through our deeds of our steel that supplies the city, for its watch, for its guard, and for the smithing guilds. So I ask, what is it that you want, Miss Valispod?
I want to write a book that is more detailed than the generalities of Volos. My hope is that I can rise to the level of his tales, but in more specific matters. You are one of the premier families of Waterdeep, and it would be foolish and ridiculous to not at least try to include you. My intention was not to insult, and I apologize if my words did. I have a tendency to speak very plainly. I'm not the best at flowery language.
My wife asked for a simple favor. She still holds on to hope.
I have informed Viomiliana of the request that was made. Whether she chooses to fulfill it or not is up to her.
I ask you a question. What have I done besides try to give her everything that I owe?
May I speak plainly?
Sure.
You have tried to give her everything, but you haven't recognized her for who she is.
I care not for the clucks of a cockatrice any more than a manticore does who eats them. Just as a winter wolf pack abandons the runts of a litter to fend for themselves, so have I. The weak perish and the strong survive. This city is still a jungle, but just of another category. It is still survival of the fittest, and it's best to be king of the jungle. She has chosen exile.
Her strengths don't necessarily lie where you wish they did. She is one of the strongest women I have met, and I count myself very fortunate to have her among my acquaintance. Her character, her strength of will, is unparalleled among those of my acquaintance.
So you say, but is not what I have seen.
That's very sad. Have you looked for it?
He just kind of scoffs with a smug smile. So, what of my legacy, the Gathala legacy, do you want to include into your chronicle, Miss Valispod?
I want to include how you have risen to where you are. I want to include what you have brought to the city, in your opinion, and where you intend to take the city. I wish to include any passions you have towards philanthropy and helping others.
Helping others, I've told you, I supply this city. Its
Indeed.
guard, its watch. I protect the city.
And I will be happy to include that. My impression does not carry the weight that your answer would. It would be improper of me to make assumptions and print them instead of ensuring the information is accurate.
You want to know how I came to my position in Waterdeep? I'm sure you've heard of my specific type of metal.
I have, though I have not heard detail of it, just that it is some of the finest metal that has ever made any weapon within the city.
It is a blend of metals. Stronger, more fluid to conquer any foe. But it is how I got it. That is my legacy.
May I inquire as to how that transpired? And
With
she
lies.
pulls out a notepad and a quill.
He says, what lies within the mountain of where Gathalian steel is birthed is my birthright. Taken back after centuries of our clan enduring the frigid waste of the north within the spine. You deem yourself a student of Agma, yet when I teach you about exile and the ways of the Goliaths, you know nothing of how they work. What is mine was earned, and I will use it to forge my name into the pages of the gods. It is my destiny.
That is an impressive destiny, your lordship. If I may, if there was one thing that you could tell the world of your family, what would it be?
We are the strongest. We will survive. And we will take what is ours that is owed to us.
Is there a motto for your family? I know most noble houses have one, but as you said, I am not familiar with the ways of the Goliath.
Stronger than steel.
That makes absolute sense. Do you have a family crest?
And he'll show you a ring. And on it, you see like a hand crushing a blade, basically.
She will make a sketch of it in the book. Just out of curiosity, is the handle to the left or the right?
Right.
Okay. And does it go this down top to bottom or bottom to top?
It is broken,
Okay, so it's almost like a chevron?
almost like a
Almost like
chevron. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Huh?
While I understand that you outfit the city with weapons that are beyond anything that was seen before, do you have any philanthropic passions? Anything you devote yourself to out of kindness?
What I offer the city is kindness.
Interesting. She'll write that down.
As a student of Ogma,
Yes,
I assume you value the depths of a good story.
I absolutely do.
Although ignorant in the ways of the giant kin, I would also assume you at least have the basic understanding of the importance of fables passed down in our cultures.
Absolutely. I do know one or two, but I had never met anyone to really put them into context until I came to Waterdeep.
Have you ever heard the story of the harpy and the dragon?
I have not.
The story begins with a young dragon who traveled far and wide, spreading fear and destruction in his wake. As the dragon grew older, he not only grew in size and power, but he became cunning, clever, ruthless. Many tried to slay this dragon, but no sword, no spear, no arrow could pierce its hide. And with those slain, he found wealth, first in the collection of trophies of those he conquered, and then of riches from those that paid tribute to his power in hopes of quelling his destruction from falling upon them. Eventually, the dragon became satisfied with his hoard of wealth and power, and settled in a lair high in the mountains of a dormant volcano, no longer seen by the fearing cities and farmlands. Nearby, this volcano lived an overly curious and nefarious harpy. See, the harpy thought herself cunning and wise to creep in when the great worms slept to steal from this dragon. At first she snuck in, lured by the shiny baubles, knickknacks, and gold amassed at the feet of the dragon as it perched upon its shimmering wealth. And she stole but a single steel ring and flew away. The next day, emboldened by her achievement, uncaught and undetected, she becomes braver and ventures further, staying a little longer, and finds a beautiful sounding lute and makes off into the night. She continues to do this, night after night, getting braver and braver, taking trinkets and small baubles to add to her own hoard of interesting things, no longer fearing the dragon, as it did not seem to notice her, and no longer did it rain fire over the countryside. That is, until the day she gets brave enough to steal a single gold coin. And as she does, the ever-watching eye of the dragon that she never noticed before watches her before opening his mouth and breathes to incinerate her. You see, Miss Velasfard, it is not the dragon. It's not that the dragon did not know of the harpy and her feeble attempts to undermine him and take what was not hers. But yet, it was that the harpy only took what the dragon considered trash and insignificant. Be careful in your adventures through the city, Miss Velasfard. It is a deadlier jungle than many give credit for. But I do believe it is time we went our separate ways.
And I need you to make me a wisdom saving throw at disadvantage.
Okay. Uh-oh. Hang on, let me roll a second time here. That's a 12.
You feel his words sink deep into your soul as a very direct, unnerving, but very real and unveiled threat as you feel powerless against him. Like an infant against a parental mountain, you are frightened by him and feel the urge to leave immediately.
Thank you very much for your time, your lordship. Thank you.
And she'll get up and she'll go to the counter and ask for the bill.
Okay. It is going to be 10 gold.
And she will leave 20 and run back home.
Let's change.
That was cool.
He's a
So-
scary man.
He's most scary.
So eventually, everybody waiting back at the tavern, Seisha returns.
She's pale when she comes in. Hi guys. Your dad is scary, V.
He showed.
Yeah.
I should have known. I should have.
Would we all be here this time?
Yeah,
I should have
yeah.
prepared you for that. I'm so sorry. I really thought they just wouldn't have shown up at all.
Yeah, I would have bet money that they wouldn't have shown at all.
I'm pretty sure he threatened me.
Yeah.
Pretty sure or sure?
If you're pretty sure he did.
Yeah. He told me a story about a harpy and a dragon and how the harpy took something that mattered, or that she was taking things that didn't matter, and then she took something that was important, and he noticed.
He used to tell me that story when he was mad at me, but was pretending he wasn't mad at me.
That's
That's
awful.
Yeah.
I learned stuff about your family.
Like what?
Like the Gathalan steel is a blend of metals,
Okay, I could have told you that.
and that the he doesn't have any philanthropic interests, but I got a sketch of your family crest and your motto, and heard about your family's ascent to nobility.
Aisha, do you need to sit down?
Yeah. And
I'm
her
so
knees kind of give out
sorry.
from
I'm
under her.
So sorry. I go.
Have I ever seen her this scared before?
No.
Huh.
Say again.
I asked if I had ever seen her this scared before.
I don't think so.
No.
Never seen her this scared. She's been distraught before,
And worried,
but never this shaken.
And we'll go over and kind of pat her on the back.
Where are we right now? Are we downstairs or upstairs?
Oh, upstairs.
Oh, okay, I just want to make sure. I'll just
She
be
wouldn't
like-
have gone into this downstairs.
Yeah. Okay.
So, wait. He told you that story?
The
Which
harpy
means
story.
that he definitely knows about us and thinks that we are touching on things that are close to him
Yeah.
that aren't directly a part of his.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Things that he has claimed and taken on, and yeah.
Okay.
But
Um,
what do we know that he's involved in?
Technically, we don't really
Um,
be involved in much of anything.
No. Well, no. He's a scary man.
Well, yes.
He
That's
has a
evident.
let's just say he has a lot of power in this city, and it's scary.
That's the truth.
Okay.
Yeah.
Aisha, just try. V goes over and tries to rub her back and calm her down to be like, just remember to breathe.
I like that the biggest character and the smallest character are both like rubbing her back.
He can't get to you, not physically. It'll be okay.
I
He
think
just
he
does
can.
that.
No, I think he can. I genuinely think he can. He was very pointed.
He's intimidating.
He was intimidating, but it was more than that. His words carried weight like
Yes.
nothing I've ever seen, and I've seen a lot.
My father's pride and livelihood and just his status in general is the number one most important thing to him ever. And anything he views as a threat to get in the way of that, his way of dealing with it is destroying it. And
he thinks you're hurting him and disowned you because of it. I think it wasn't just a message for me.
well, I mean, choosing to leave the Gathala family is going to be an insult in the noble world, no matter what. Okay. And
I tried to tell him how amazing you are.
I know, and he doesn't care about that. He just cares about what makes him look good and what makes him thrive and succeed. That's why I was really worried about this. I'm really sorry you had to deal with that. I'm sorry I let you. I can't believe he showed up. If I knew he was going, I wouldn't have let you go. I really wouldn't have.
I would have gone anyways.
I know, but at least I would have tried to stop you, and I'm really sorry.
Hey.
Sorry.
No. V, how did you grow up with him? I don't. How have you not done this sooner? You're the strongest person I know.
I had other people, and he wasn't putting all of his energy in trying to destroy me when we were growing up. He was distracted by a lot of other things to where I didn't really see him much at all, except when things were really bad. You knew things were really bad and you were really in trouble if Dad got involved. Otherwise, he just wasn't there at all. So
I'm so sorry.
He was more of like a looming shadow, if that makes sense. Growing
up.
After
meeting him, yeah, absolute sense.
More than like a constant presence, if that makes sense. Because he's always doing stuff. Like, I can't believe he actually managed to find time to see you, and I'm sorry.
Which means that it's very important to him that we knew that he's on to us. So we need to watch ourselves and not try to make him any angrier than we have until we've made a few more steps.
I'm more scared of him than I am Maloon, I think.
Maloon? You mean Manchun?
Manchun, sorry.
It's okay.
I was like, well, Maloon isn't scary, so I get that.
Manchun will just kill you and turn you into undead or something like that. He'll just kill people, but that's too easy for your father.
I mean,
depends on his mood.
Yeah. The thing is I don't really know what he's planning. I feel like if he wanted us dead,
he doesn't want us dead.
It would have happened a long time ago.
I don't think he wants us dead. He wants us focused on other things.
He wants us to leave him alone.
Yeah.
Sounds like a lot of powerful individuals want you to leave them alone.
We have kind of a problem of getting in everybody's business and then screwing it all up.
How long have we been together? 2 months?
About a little bit, maybe 2.5.
What a productive team you are.
Perhaps I can offer a bit of something to lighten the mood.
That would be wonderful.
I was going to make a trip to the Gauntlet today to both go see Salazar and to investigate that strange marking I told you about. If we can't research it in that way, the Gauntlet who deal with such things may know something. It may be helpful for us in any case and would help in getting your mind off your most recent encounter. And everybody here likes Salazar.
He's delightful.
So, are your nerves steady?
I think so.
You're going to be frightened for an hour. So it took probably...
I rode, so...
Yeah, let's say 15 minutes. So at least another 30 minutes of you being unnerved.
Okay.
There's also a couple of things that I sent you in chat to remind you. Things that you might want to talk about.
Okay, hang on 1 second for me. V.
Mm-hmm.
He did mention one other thing.
What is it?
He said the mountain was his birthright. if that makes sense to you. He said his clan was left in the spine of the world, and the mountain was his birthright. I didn't say anything about the Gathala steel mine being there or anything like that, but
Maybe
if
that's
it's
where his clan originated from. I only really know the origin places of the Veterox.
Maybe that's the mountain he's talking about. Maybe it's the Veterox mountain that he feels is his.
That's why he... I have to find out more about what happened with that.
it's all going to be oral tales, so we'll have to find Goliaths there who know.
God. Yeah.
We don't have the time right now.
As soon as we figure out the thing with the things, and she kind of glances at Voss and at Petunia.
Petunia she does exactly what I did, which is kind of like, yeah, the things and the stuff.
We should maybe go there.
We should maybe make Petunia aware of that situation, because that situation could pop up and we can't explain that in a moment.
Okay, well, there's one thing we should probably discuss. All right, okay. Petunia.
Yes.
Have you ever heard, and she kind of glances at everybody, of
You
the
like rocks, right?
Stone of Golor?
Oh, I was going to go with
Ian's.
my do you like rock story, but all right.
Has she ever heard of the Stone of Golor, DMs?
Yes. There are whispers throughout the city. Anybody that at least a month ago heard about this fabled Stone of Golor,
The
but
cause of the gang wars and,
yeah, but do you
Who knows
know
if that's
much about
real?
it?
that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Oh, the rumor MacGuffin that all the gangs are going after?
Yeah, that. So it's not just a rumor. We have it, or had Voss.
We probably
Us.
have it somewhere.
Voss.
What's so special about
We
it?
probably have it somewhere. And
Well, here's where it gets concerning. Voss, do you know about the stone?
Yes, I do.
Oh, you have it again.
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Now that we're essentially telling everybody that.
well,
Petunia.
Petunia is going to be hanging out with us for a while, and as we all know, things tend to get a little wonky.
Her life is going to be in danger because of it. She has a right to know why her life's in danger.
And
That's fair.
also, if we're going to be doing this thing, and she's going to be helping us do this thing with Starbuckler, and let's say we find the next eye there, she's going to need to know why we're sticking around to help us.
She's trusting us with her life, therefore maybe we should trust her back too.
Petunia, we are currently carrying an item of great power that could be used to open a massive vault.
A vault.
No one can know that we have this. Do you understand?
Of course.
Like, it's such a big secret, even I kept the secret.
Well, if all of these organizations are scrambling over one another for something that was supposedly a rumor, it sounds
Well,
pretty important.
See, we also went and took it a step further after we got it, and we convinced most of them to stop looking for it. So for the most part, the gangs aren't looking for it anymore because they don't really know it still exists.
Well, that's good.
See, there are 3 little stones that go in the big stone, and we found 2 of them. Yay! But we're looking for the 3rd,
Okay.
and we want to check the Castellanner's house. And I'm really, really hoping that what your dad was telling me wasn't a subtle hint that he has it and to butt the hell out.
Oh, that didn't cross my mind. If he was
I think he'd have
really
done-
looking for the stone, I feel like a lot more would have been coming from him by now.
He would have been making bigger moves.
You think?
Yeah.
Yes.
He would have been
Especially if he
hiring-
thinks we have any pieces. Are you kidding me? I'd
I
probably be locked up somewhere by now.
At this point, I don't know I don't know what he knows and what he doesn't know. And
I mean, he knows where to find us, and the only person who's really come straight here is the Xanathar and the
Centaurum.
Zentarum. I knew that.
And Manchun, specifically.
Right,
If
that's
he
what I
had-
meant. That's why I named the gang names.
I
They're-
turn and
That's-
laugh uncomfortably to Petunia.
So that's why you've had your fingers in so many pies, as it were.
It's how we kind of, we got
Didn't
a bar out of
mean to
it.
do it.
We got
I
this
mean,
really
we
sweet
weren't
bar.
pie dipping.
We just
Like
have
we didn't pie dip. We
We
just
have a
sort
lot-
of fell into the pies.
Okay, look, we have like a hero complex in our group, a god complex in
Well,
our
some
group.
of us.
We have like too much pride, I guess, in this group. Like,
Everyone,
we've got a lot going on in this group.
if he thought we had it, he would have come here and taken it. He came here with the magistrate to have Harold whipped. I'm sure he could muscle up something to get this taken from us if he knew we had it.
Yep.
I
Well,
see.
I agree. He is very much a threat. It's going to be hard to not step on his toes if we don't know exactly what we're doing. So, in all honesty, I don't know if we can worry about it. I understand he's frightening, intimidating, horribly so. I've never seen you this scared.
I've
But
been this scared.
if we keep second guessing ourselves, we hesitate and we lose focus and direction. So, an enemy, hopefully one we won't have to encounter at all or in the near future. But for right now, you want to wait a bit. No problem waiting with you, Seisha, till you calm down. Believe me, there's nothing wrong with being afraid of an intimidating opponent.
He's not someone that I cherish making an opponent.
Unfortunately, you're with me, therefore it's kind of built into the dynamic.
I don't
and
cherish making anyone.
I purposely swapped his forks all the time just to kind of piss him off here and there. So he's probably wanting me dead faster than anybody else.
I do need to write your mother an apology. Apparently, I really offended her.
I should have proofread your letter before you sent it.
Well, I should have let you.
I
In any
swapped his
case-
spoons too.
In any
You did
case,
what to his spoons?
I'll
Oh,
wait
God.
until I feel Seisha has calmed down.
Yeah,
and
so
then
you spend the
we'll
next
go.
half hour just kind of relaxing and waiting, and then eventually that feeling wears off, and the fear of that encounter washes over you, and you finally feel yourself kind of release a breath that you didn't realize you had been holding, and you find your
Does she feel like it was like a supernatural effect, or did she feel it was like a spell, or is it just I was just scared?
Not a spell, maybe supernatural.
But she gets the feeling like something affected her to get her to that point.
he spoke, and his words were fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
Okay.
His
All right.
words carried
he's
weight.
he's just that scary. Got it. Rock on. Oh my god, I do not want to fight that guy. Oh my god.
No! No!
Oh,
Boss, guys, when you're ready, I think I'm good to go.
let's do it,
Right?
and we'll head out.
All
And we'll
right.
take our free transportation to do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I still ride Bernie.
Okay.
Bernie
Along,
too.
along the street of Calamasteer Lane, adjacent to the majestic white marbled twin tower Gothic library cathedral that is the font of knowledge, is an equally imperial feat of architecture, although more simplistic in its design. The smooth white stone marble building stands equally as tall, but twice as big as its neighbor. The street is busy from comers and goers of the font, but also the busy place populated with many magistrates, city watch, and guard, as well as city bureaucrats.
The main entrance is clad in a glass arched window that stretched from the top all the way to the ground, divided by the dividing bar pillar of a massive marble set of scales that frame the building. A large rectangular fountain fills the promenade. In its center is a set of scales that pours down, water down into the tiled mosaic pool depicting the maimed god himself. As you enter, you see the halls of justice, which is what it's named. Sorry.
Devin
just broke me like right as I read that line.
But you see that the halls of justice are a towering edifice divided among several groups. The temple tradition of the halls, the Holy Order of Knights of Samalar, the Order of the Even-Handed, the halls of bureaucracy, and lastly, the halls of the Gauntlet. While they are divided on specific tenets and traditions, they are unified in the front and the accomplishment of Tyr's principles. If anybody wants to roll history on any of those, you can.
Yeah.
Boy, do I.
Y'all got it.
Y'all got that. The three of us, like.
I was like, well, Harold and I've been here for a long time.
Oh, 22.
It's not a casino.
12.
I didn't pay attention in history
It's
class.
still enough for both of you to know a few things. The Holy Order of Knights of Samalar are holy paladins of Tyr who helped take down the Archlich Renwick and rescued Savra from the cult of the Elemental Eye.
Elemental evil.
Or Elemental Evil, sorry.
Yep.
As we're walking,
Okay.
Seisha recites all this to the rest of the group like a tour guide.
Yep. It is named after the founding member, who is Samalar. And Seisha, you would know this. Renwick was his brother.
Got it.
Yep. And the Order of the Even-Handed, just all in one roll. You both know that the Order is trained by Flom in the House of Two Hands and the southern section of the Castle Ward whenever he makes his way down from the mountain. But other than that, yeah, you all know Tyr is the Lord of Justice, the maimed god. And
Yep, and walking down the hall of the Gauntlet, you all notice a green tail shrouded by a dirty white coat slip around a corner.
Oh, there he goes. I see him.
Salazar!
And as you go into the wing of the temple, it is the smallest wing, as the Gauntlet aren't directly or strictly tied to the worship of the Lord of Justice, but have been granted this sanctuary within the Holy Chapter. Multiple gray banners depicting a gauntlet clutching a longsword hangs between each of the weighted scales, sconces, and other things that light the gallery hallways. Hushed and concerned whispers float across many of their lips as you can read the panic in their body language, but it does not seem to be directed towards you. Upon entering the secluded antechamber of the Gauntlet, you hear an excited voice race towards you.
oh, thanks, Manulia. You guys, you came to see me.
Oh.
Seisha runs towards him and just throws him in a huge hug.
And then V walks over and picks both of them up. And then
You're
does
super
and
strong.
then does one of these. If you're listening and can't see, I'm holding my cat and swinging him from side to side.
The cat probably looks like Salazar too. What is happening?
I just got back from wrestling. You know,
Was it?
we didn't wrestle any lanterns.
You didn't?
No, but we did fight shadow cows. And
Wow.
a
Shadow
giant,
cows.
a shadow cow, yeah, and a giant undead flower and a long-clawed lich. The long-clawed lich attached himself to the innkeeper, and he was trying to protect a kid.
Oh.
Wow.
Goodness.
But it's okay. He didn't know it was his fault, causing all the murders. But we saved them. We saved them both.
Oh, good.
Rock
That's wonderful.
Yeah, it was me, Boots, and Stones. Both of those, they're cat people. And Boots shot crossbows, and Stones played a sword with a bow, like a cello. And there was also Angel, who was a bird people, and Naya, she was a half orc. Angel was a lot like you, Stasia. and she wore lots of armor and made her weapon glow a lot. And Naya was like V, except she punched people with lightning.
Oh,
Super
cool.
crazy.
Man, I want to punch people.
Wow.
Oh, and of course there was Sabra.
Oh, we met her.
Man, I just punch people the normal way.
She killed the long-clawed lich with a single strike.
That's impressive.
Oh.
Holy crap.
Sounds exciting.
Don't
She's
tell
one
them
heck of an adventurer.
Sounds like you are too, buddy.
I think I am becoming an adventurer.
You are an adventurer, Salazar.
But
Hey,
Sabra-
Salazar, why
Yeah?
does everybody look so worried?
oh, what's an El Terrell?
Can I roll on that?
An Eltero?
I don't know
Someone
what
said it disappeared.
Yeah, you
Oh.
can go ahead and make me a history check.
Okay. Heck yeah, that's a 19.
Yeah, El Terrell is a city. It is kind of southeast from Waterdeep.
And very close to Baldur's Gate.
Yeah, very very close to Baldur's Gate. It's
Is
the
this
closest.
something V and Harold would just know?
So, but it's at this moment that a woman with brunette, messy hair braided down the back walks up.
And to answer your question, no, because this El Terrell is not tied to Waterdeep. It is more tied to Baldur's Gate.
So
which
it's
is,
not close enough for us to. Okay.
Yeah, no, it is pretty far away. But as she walks up, you see that she is armored in worn and aged leathers of brown and muted greens, with various dried mud, blood, and other vicar bits stained to them. An intricate longbow and quiver of arrows slung across her back. But the most notable feature is a wicked scar that runs up her right cheek to just under her golden hazel cat-like eyes. Around her neck hangs a small silver necklace and an archiepiscopal Gemina cross, the symbol, the sacrosaints.
One that you saw similar on Nigel Station.
Mhm.
That's something that does not concern you. It is wise not to spread panic when we have it under control.
Oh,
Nigel and Kane are away dealing with the matter as we speak. But your enthusiasm is appreciated. She's speaking to Salazar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's your friend, Salazar?
These are adventurers. They call themselves the BFGs.
Oh, is that right?
Yes.
If you would be so kind as to follow me. Salazar, you're not needed anymore. You can return to your gauntlet duties.
Okay, well, it's good seeing you guys. Oh,
Bye,
wait,
Salazar.
drink these. Tell me what happens.
Oh, okay.
You have to drink it by the end of the day.
I take one.
I take one.
Should I drink it now, Salazar?
I take one too.
There's only two.
sadly.
Oh, never mind. I thought there was. My bad.
Yeah, that's all good. Because you can drink it whatever you want. Just write down what happens.
Okay.
All right, I'll do it when we're not here.
Yeah.
Man.
Okay.
We'll take
And-
good notes.
He like waves and then
He is visibly salty.
Harold will offer his. It's like you want
No,
have.
no, you already took it. You already took it.
Okay, I've
Bus-
offered.
Bus
Bye,
did the whole
Salazar.
thing where he was in the back and was like, "Oh no."
Yep. Salazar waves excitedly as he goes off to do his duties.
and prances off. But do you follow?
Yes.
Yeah,
I want to know what she wants us for.
I guess.
You're taken to a private chamber, and as the door closes, you watch as the walls ignite in an arcane glow as sigils line every inch. Even in the low light of this dark stone room, you see her eyes shimmer and glow like a cat in the night.
Petunia, you can Arcana. Harold, you can as well because you're a jack of all trades.
And this is on the room, but if you wanted to see what she is, you could roll
Nature.
nature.
If
19.
I'm proficient, can I roll?
You can roll a nature check if you'd like. I don't want to.
No, I'm proficient in Arcana.
Yeah, you can also roll Arcana.
Okay.
Yeah, I rolled 4.
Yeah, you don't know.
Yeah.
I don't
You
know.
roll nature if you want.
I got a
Sure.
16.
Petunia, you recognize this as private sanctum. No one can hear outside the walls, and no one can scry within.
For my nature check, I got a 9.
Yeah.
She's not human.
Boy, howdy, you're right.
Petunia looks a little nervous that it's an.
And,
It's like, okay, no one can hear us, but okay, all right.
And the woman turns around and says, "We can speak more privately here, and freely now. No one will be able to hear us beyond these walls. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Artemis, one of the Sacro Saints. An elven man and a dwarven priestess of Vergaden came in with an artifact that was stolen from the Sacro Saints. We put them through everything and have discerned that they were not lying in saying they helped rescue it from the clutches of Manchun, as well as your involvement in it. You have no idea what you have saved this city from."
She leans in to whisper, despite the fact that you know that no one can hear you beyond these walls.
"And just between us, the item was a left hand, undead, and radiated very powerful magics."
And I know what that was.
Yes.
What do you
I
think
know
it
from
is?
stories? A hand of Vecna?
You can assume if that's what you want.
No. No.
What? What?
No.
Does
Oh my
Harold
God,
know?
Fisha, what?
Does Harold know about the hand as well?
Was that the hand of Vecna?
Who's Vecna?
Abdul answers. She will respond, "Now I'm not part of the Necro Hunter sect of our order, but from what I've heard, I don't think it was the hand of the undying King Vecna. Last known reports are that his hand resides attached to a powerful dragonborn, and apparently former Grey Hand, now living in Avernus. But whoever or whatever wants that hand must have devious plans for it. Also, we were told..."
Wait! She looks at Harold.
Wait, I didn't do anything.
Harold?
What? No, I'm not. I lost a leg. I'm not going with hands.
No. Somebody else you know lost their hand. Was it their left or their right?
It's their left, right?
That confused me way more when you said left then right.
What
It's the
hand
left, right?
is he missing?
I think it's the left. Fuck, is it the right?
Because, hand of a god might be a thing.
Let's be real with ourselves. Like, he's gonna give a shit if the hand's facing right when he
Yeah,
puts it
that
on.
dude would totally have two
Like,
right hands or two left hands.
The point
incredibly
is
confused.
that his hand?
I will lean so only Petunia can hear and be like, "We're talking about Manchun."
No, we're not!
What? We're not?
Hand of a god!
Right.
What god?
Avon!
He's missing a hand?
Avon is not missing.
Avon's
thought
not
he
missing a
was.
hand.
I
No,
thought-
Freely's missing a
That's
hand.
news to me.
Freely's missing an arm, and
Freely's missing
right.
an arm. That's
Yeah.
what I'm thinking of.
I
Okay.
think it's
I was
Lost
like,
to
dude,
God,
she's
Freely.
like
I was
missing
like,
a
wait, no, he's got both his
Sorry.
hands.
I'm crossing the streams in my
You are
head.
100% crossing the streams.
Stop crossing streams, it's gross.
Did it?
Freely will
Crossing the
doom us all.
streams.
Anyway, so I will whisper to Petunia, we're talking about Manchun.
Okay.
What if it's Manchun?
If that's not what you were talking about?
Is it Manchun's?
No, it's not his.
Manchun's
No,
not God.
No.
You see the
Everyone,
woman reach out her hand to quiet you in
Yeah.
the chaos that is
Yes.
happening.
Harold's
She literally
like
goes,
nods.
"Lore Seeker,
everyone,
please. You're a lore seeker.
I've had a really upsetting day. I'm sorry.
It's all right. Just calm yourself, I promise. I know it's excitable, but we're not sure who or what it is. All we know it's bad, and we're going to do what we can to keep it secured
Okay.
Okay, so
out of
there's
the hands of evil. That
Okay,
was
so
not a pun.
there's an evil I thought it was. So there's an evil hand in a box, and we're kind of keep it away from evil people. That's the end of the story? Yep.
That's the end of the story. That's
All right,
it.
cool. Glad I got it. Awesome.
But we also heard that you fought against members of the Dead Three, Bane, Ball, and Mercule.
I don't know
Evil
their names,
gods
the people we
presumed
fight.
dead, or that have arisen through dark magics, or in the Second Sundering. A few of our sect have followed them here from Baldur's Gate. Be warned, if you see their symbol, a skulled handprint on an inverted triangle.
Question? These three serve the gods. The way you phrased that made it a little confusing.
Do they introduce themselves when you fight them
Okay.
so we know?
They are. You fought. She said you fought against members of the Dead Three.
Okay.
Okay. So
Bane,
like,
Ball.
are they the kind of people who just kind of like to shout out their names? when they
Bane,
fight,
Ball, and
or-
Mercule.
That is their names, yes.
Right. I met the Ball one.
Did you?
He's really quick. Yeah. He's the one who
They
chased
are-
me down, or tried to.
He told you his name?
No, I guessed he was a servant of Ball,
Is there a
and
They
he
can
I'll just have to
confirmed.
ask him straight up next time.
Is there a monetary reward for information leading to their capture or bounty on their head for payment?
Not that I'm aware of. Not from us, anyway. Not unless it's involved in something direct. But we're actually not one to normally post bounties. That's not what we do. We
Right,
take
you
care of
handle it
it
yourself.
Yeah,
ourselves.
you take care of it yourselves,
Yeah.
right?
Well, yes, we did encounter them, and yes, we did aid in this.
It is simply just a warning. Be careful.
Understood.
Okay.
Their numbers
Note taken.
should be rare here, but
I
they
was
run
wondering.
rampant in Baldur's Gate, where they are quite numerous.
But the triangle with the skull in it is their sigil.
That is the sigil of the Cult of the Dead Three. Aye.
That's good to know. We've come across that a couple times.
I was
That's
wondering
troublesome.
then,
Man, I've got to start writing all these symbols down.
It's okay, I got it.
In exchange for our inadvertent help, I suppose. We came here to see our friend, but also seeking a bit of information. In our attempts to aid the city, particularly the field ward, we've come across a symbol many times that we've been unable to find any links to, and I will describe the symbol that I saw in my vision to her.
The symbol that's on the foreheads of the cultists.
Yeah, and the one I saw on the floor back when the stone gave me the vision.
Got it. Okay.
And describe that to her and say, have you seen this somewhere?
The markings on the forehead you speak of is the holy symbol of the dead god Opensor. Monks that reach spiritual enlightenment, specifically those that could manipulate psionic abilities, were tattooed with the symbol, but beyond a few that follow the Master of Thought's teachings of mastery and tranquility over one's mind. But true believers in temples have not been seen for over 100 years. As for the sigil on the ground, it sounds like something from another plane. Something for a communication. But that's not my expertise, so I'm not quite sure.
Is there anyone here whose expertise that would be, that we could speak with?
Not currently here at this moment, no.
Do you have anyone who's experienced in matters of the far realm?
We don't actually. It's not something that has ever really come up.
Just so that you're all aware, there's been activity that we've come across that's tied to the far realm. You might remember the nightmares that struck the city. All of the information throughout the city on the far realms is vanishing.
We have heard, but we don't have a sect dedicated to purging it from this plane.
All right.
Not in the Saints, anyway. The Gauntlet itself will right it from evil, but as far as the Sacrosaints, it's not what we specialize in.
Sure. Couldn't help but overhear, well, directly asked and was answered. What was the name of the city? Arkham?
No, El Terrell.
El Terrell, sorry. Arkham is
Yeah,
just all
completely
over the
different.
place tonight. My brain is not braining.
That's a different.
Yeah.
Same theme of us, but
Yeah.
Boss is Batman. No. Wait, does that make me Robin?
Or Cthulhu?
We are not rich.
So,
Which Arkham are we talking now?
Oh my god. Okay.
So
okay.
about that city going missing.
Aye, El Thrill. It's gone completely
Yeah.
missing. We're looking into it, though. Like I said, our best agents are on it
When did it happen?
recently.
That's terrifying. Are all the people missing too?
From what we understood, yes, the entire city is just gone. Only a crater left in the ground.
Oh my goodness.
this is an odd question to ask, I suppose, and it does deal with history in the city. Does Allpencer have any ties to Waterdeep? Either to places, persons, noble houses, that sort of thing?
Like I said, the god hasn't been even worshipped in over 100 years. Or more. Probably more.
And this area I spoke of, it's not your area of expertise, but how much space would you need for something like that?
It depends. I mean, from the sounds of it, it was half a dozen or so people. A room about this size would seem feasible for that.
Oh. All right. Well, thank you for taking such good care of our friend. He's a bit energetic and enthusiastic, but he is good at heart. He deserves to be here.
Hi, he is a Gauntlet member, and but not a sacrosanct. So, but we look out for each other.
There's not an order within the Gauntlet that deals with the Far Realm. Is that what you meant earlier, or just that the Sacrosaints don't?
The Sacrosaints are an order of the Gauntlets that
Deal with
in
fiends.
specializations. No, we deal with all things. Undead. Myself, I'm a lycanthrope hunter. That's what I specialize in. And speaking of which, do you have any leads on any infestation? We have come to know that there are quite a swarm of were-rats in the city. It is why I'm actually here.
Harold slowly
Were-rats?
Seisha does the same.
Hey,
We originally moved into our manor, Troll Skull Alley. I managed to slay one that had infested our basement. Aside from that, I have not seen any in the city.
Yeah, we mounted the mug on the wall.
Is your basement tied to the sewers?
Aye.
Oh yeah, it is.
Mm-hmm.
That would explain it. Well, that's all I had for you, and if there's nothing else, I have a lot of work to do.
I don't know if it's true or not, but I did hear a rumor that one of the nobility was a vampire. Just gonna pass that on to you. It seems far-fetched, but we did encounter a vampire who was running with the Dead Three, was it?
We have heard rumors of as well. Our necro hunters are into that. We'll look into that, I assure you.
Okay.
All right.
Keep doing the good work.
Good meeting you, and great seeing Salazar. Let's get out of here.
And she'll open the door.
Was that everything you needed, Voss?
Everything that I could get for now. A little closer. We'll see if anything comes of it.
Okay. And I guess we'll leave.
Have a wonderful day. It was good meeting you.
Thank you. It was
Always
nice to meet
pleasure.
you too.
Thank you.
She'll close the door, and then you watch as she turns and goes down further into the hall.
You look very thoughtful, Voss.
We are moving in an assumption that, having been tasked by the Castle Lanterns, that they may have the final eye. But what if they don't?
That's what we're going to try to find out while we're there.
What gives you the impression that they do?
We're tasked by them to find it. It would make logical sense for them to have it.
Right, because if we were tasked to find, there's multiple pieces, right? So they wanted us to
let's discuss this back
Later.
home.
Yeah.
I assume we're discussing it away from everyone.
Yeah, I assume.
Yeah.
Oh,
Assuming we're in a room where no one
This could
else
be
can
in the-
hear us.
Babbling in the street.
This can be in the carriage.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, what about this?
So
They
there's
want
a
us to
central
find the
piece,
main piece.
right?
The
Where
three
we
little pieces.
and we assume that they probably have one of the little pieces, which was why they hired us to find.
I was going to go in and cast locate object and track it down.
Wait a minute.
The
Wait a minute.
difficulty here is that the reason they want us to find it is because they have very, very sick children that can't be healed through normal means, whether through spells or medicine or whatever. In fact, magic tends to make it tremendously worse.
Oh.
The problem is that it would take just so much money to fix that, and
the money that is supposedly at the end of this was stolen from the city.
so it's not exactly their money to have.
Yeah.
Money that
Assuming that the stone leads to money.
was for the field ward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My position has been that it should go to the city, that it was their
I'm
money.
convinced there is no money.
I worry about that.
Well, we can discuss that once we have everything. That's a whole other
Can of
kettle.
worms.
Yeah.
Watch it be a treasure of knowledge.
We have to survive long enough to have the whole rock before we can discuss what to do with it.
Yeah, survive.
I mean, you know, we've been having a good time with it for the most part, except for the existential horror.
And the dying.
Well, that was just part of the adventure. I can claim that I have done something that most people can't. I basically walked on the Death Moon. I went every
Were
part-
there bugbears?
No. But I'll tell you what, from now on, anytime I'm at a dinner party, I will always have the most interesting story.
That's fair.
There weren't any bears on the moon?
Bugbears.
Somebody's like, oh yeah, well, you know what? I own this company and I blah, blah, blah. I got all this money. I'm a noble. And it's like, I'm sorry, I died and came back.
Is there a place that is dedicated to the history of this city that I'm just not thinking of?
I mean,
The
there's
Font of
Bolo's
Knowledge?
Guide, there's the Font of Knowledge, there's the I can never remember the name of it. The place that keeps all the records for the city.
I mean, you just go straight to Volo, but I mean, you'd have to put up with Volo.
Oh, I love Volo.
He's great, but he's not exactly, Voss's cup of tea.
Well, that's fair.
Polo's not exactly the longest company. I'm thinking
I
of-
hear he's a rather an eccentric gentleman.
Yeah,
He's a delight.
when he's not talking for 2 hours straight.
Did you look into this, Sasha?
Into what?
Oppenser.
Oppenser? Yeah.
Did you find anything?
Oh, I thought you said would I? I
We
can.
should.
Sure.
We should, agreed.
Okay.
Mainly Oppenser and any connections, even tangential ones he had to the city.
Boss, I will let you know this because you have keen mind. You've heard of Alpenser before. When it was mentioned that Halam and Tilly were both followers of Alpenser.
In my mind, knowing that we're going to have to go back to the gala and get there and come back, would I have enough time?
Yes.
Would we
Say
have
that
enough-
again.
Would we have enough time? 'Cause that's
To
like
do
a
what?
couple days to see Halam.
Halam was. It didn't take multiple days to
It
go
was
up.
just at the top of the mountain.
Yeah, it took hours.
Okay.
And a few fights.
Yeah, that's what I was worried about as well. Something to think about if I have time then.
I can, while we're here, I can just pop out. Well, no, we left. Never mind. I'll see what I can do. Can I roll history or anything to see if I know anything about it?
About what?
Spencer.
You can roll
Or
religion.
Pencer. Okay.
I turn to Petunia.
Oh, say, oh, can I do that too?
Dirty 20.
15.
Oh,
Okay, Petunia, you know, and this is old lore, as someone that has not been written about or talked about for many years, where a lot of like trouble happened during the time of troubles. Even Alpenser wasn't a part of it.
Yeah.
Alpenser is known to be the master of the invisible arts and the Lord of Reason, the Serene One and Master of Thought. You know that his symbol is the eye an eye centered within a hexagonal-shaped gem,
which, if you recall, is what was tattooed on Tilly's forehead.
Mm-hmm.
A lot. That's about all you know, Petunia.
Yep.
Seisha, you know that most of his religions came from a area called Jamdath.
Okay.
But from what you know is actually, I would actually need a history check on Jamdath to know more about Jamdath.
Okay.
But most of his religion focused in that one area. It never really went further out from that.
I will also say your religion aspect, you know that Alpenser, as he is the Serene One and Master of Thought, rumors of psionics hold strong with Alpenser.
Okay.
And what'd you get on your history check?
21.
All right. No. Okay. So you know that Jamdath was destroyed a long time ago. You also know that in its destruction, Alpenser himself was severely injured.
And that's basically the last time anybody ever talked about Alpenser.
Okay. I will convey all this to the group.
Through most religious texts, he is considered a dead god.
Yep.
Okay.
Interesting.
I mean, that's the extent of what I know.
Could I borrow you for, say, an hour or so? I need to go to the Blackstaff Tower to visit someone. I don't know what all the rest of you have planned for today. I don't mind you coming along, but I don't know if you have other plans.
Is today the day, Devin?
Yes.
Okay, I sort of have plans with Petunia.
I don't have anything going on.
I need somebody.
She'll just look at Harold and grin.
Harold grins back.
And you will kind of scoot just a little closer, just like.
I just need someone who can get me into the Blackstaff Tower.
I can't do that.
Just for a moment, then. Please.
Maybe on the way to do whatever you're gonna do, we could stop by the Blackstaff.
Sure. If it's quick.
This is not going to be quick.
I
won't interrupt your night. Go ahead with whatever you're doing. But I will have to go this alone then. I will catch all of you later.
Sorry.
Can I come
Not
with
your
you,
fault.
boss?
Not this time.
Okay.
Thank you. I will see all of you later.
V, we should go buy dresses.
Wait, but also, I'm sorry, really quick, out of character to DMs. Remember last session when I asked Rainier, hey, can we like go out sometime? Is that tonight or like tomorrow?
It'll be sometime within this downtime. We have it ready for you.
Okay, so I have time to go shopping with Seisha first.
Of course.
Oh, absolutely.
I just don't want to like ditch him.
But
Fashion calls.
For this, you totally can find whatever you want. We will remind you that you have clothes of many fashions now, so you can literally make your clothes anything you want. But if you want to go shopping and find the dress that you want so that you can then mimic it, you can totally do that. And Seisha, you can get whatever you want. It'll be 15 gold, and you can describe that when we get to that episode.
She's LimeWire.
I will actually post a picture of it in our Discord.
Ooh, yeah, I just know that shopping alone is like boring. So like I need to
So
go
if you
with
want to
her.
see it, join our Discord and look under the D4 spoilers.
I'll post my outfit too. I just gotta find another one now. Oh fuck, I gotta find something that's like a solid statement. Voss's advice.
So while everybody heads back to the tavern, Voss breaks off to head to the Blackstaff Tower to get ready for our nights. We're actually going to take a break there. We're going to try to get some audio levels figured out. We're going to take a break a little bit early tonight, try to get stuff situated, but I think this is a perfect time to take our break, and then we'll come back and get things going for the second half.
Yeah, just have a little bit longer second half.
Yeah. If you haven't already, hashtag Beyond, hashtag Eldritch, hashtag Dice. We have digital dice from D&D Beyond giveaway. We have Die Hard Dice Spellbinder Dice giveaway, and we have an Eldritch Foundry miniature giveaway.
And if you want more giveaways, keep donating to d4extralife.com for the Children's Miracle Network, and we'll just keep giving you guys stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. But we'll be back in about 20 minutes. And we're back. Welcome back.
All right. Hopefully all of our audio levels are fine-tuned and everything like that. But the BFGs have Sasha met with Ellerthat Gathala, learned a couple of things, and was frightened near to death. As she came back and talked to everyone. And then they all went together to the Halls of Justice, the Temple of Tyr, where they met with Salazar and the Gauntlet, and specifically the Sacrosaints, to talk about the box that was stolen out of the hands of members of the Dead Three, and what they may have saved the city from. And as they make their way back, Voss separates to head towards the Blackstaff Tower.
Yep. And you make your way to the short, squat, windowless tower made of polished black, smooth stone. The first time you've been back since returning from a beer. Standing around inside the gate are a few students practicing their magics, as well as a few that seem enraptured in some excited gossip as they wander through the garden near the backside of the tower. You haven't seen Venley in a couple days, and as soon as you return, you remember that she is the one that typically opens the arcane doorway into the building. But what do you do once you get there?
Okay, so there's a few students doing stuff, kind of meandering about.
Yeah, you see like two of them gossiping, like standing still, not focused on studies or enraptured, just kind of talking amongst themselves, gossiping in the garden that is on the backside of the tower.
Okay. Not having any direct way in myself, I approach them.
Okay. All right. As you
Try
get
to make
closer,
myself seem as little threatening as I possibly can.
Yep. As you get closer, you hear the two students murmuring amongst themselves.
Yeah, I'm sure I saw him in the mess hall this morning before the break of dawn. Harshnag is back. He hasn't been back in almost 7 years after he left to fight against the giants and help the group rescue King Hecaton.
Is he here to visit, or did the Blackstaff call him here? You know, that could mean if she...
And as they notice you approaching or standing nearby, the young half-elven woman places a hand on the dwarven student's shoulder to stop and silence him. They both turn to you with a calm, yet awkward smile to greet you. Greetings, visitor, and welcome to the Blackstaff Tower. How can I help you?
I require entrance, and I was wondering if an enterprising young student such as yourself could assist me in this endeavor.
Why should we let you into the tower? Are you Greyhand? Because you're obviously not a student of the Blackstaff.
Oh no, though I have met her many times. Many times, actually. And it is strange to say that I may in fact be here to meet her again today, and what a pity it would be if I were late to such a mournful endeavor, and who would I say I'd have to blame for ceasing my entry into your tower?
Go ahead and make me a persuasion check.
Okay.
Or intimidation.
Either one. You kind of teetered the edge there.
You know which way I'm going.
Yeah.
Archmage dice, 18.
Okay.
They look kind of nervous and like try and scramble to like, yeah, of course. Sorry, we didn't know. We'll get right on it. Who are you? What are you doing here? What's happening?
My name is Bill Ronto, and I'm here to see, not only speak with the Black Staff briefly, if that's capable, but also to speak with one of the enterprising young students here.
And in their flusteredness, all of a sudden, walking up from behind you is a young man with a short-cropped new haircut that doesn't hang over his eyes to cover the white stained birthmark.
Barner, Denora, he's with me. Sorry I'm late, guys. Come on, let's head inside.
I nod.
As you pull away, you notice Reddard.
Yeah, I do. I don't say anything. We're with the group, or did he just take those two away?
He took he said that he'll meet with them in a second, but he pulls you away.
Okay. I look at him. Is he wearing the full ensemble?
He's not wearing robes, as he is joined as a Greyhand.
Yeah.
He's wearing his armor, and you see the curved blade at his hip that you gifted him. And he's like, "Hey, so what brings you here? Did you come to visit Senior Grey Galanodel? She isn't here right now. She's off doing some personal business, but she and I are actually heading up tomorrow to Mount Waterdeep to retrieve Master Halam down from the mountain."
Retrieve him?
You watch his face change from like jovial and seeing you to concerned.
Yeah, a few of the new candidates and I went up to the mountain to be tested by the old man, and we found him passed out in a coma, like nearly drowned in the pool. It looked like he'd been there for days, if not weeks.
A moment passes in silence as he looks scared for a moment before shaking his head and looking back up you with sad eyes that almost ask for guidance.
That pool, there was something in the reflection. I saw my mom being killed by my abusive father before he killed himself, except it was me and not my father. I was my father.
I have met Halam briefly for Lady Galanodel's trials. I also saw fears, premonitions, perhaps the thing we fear deepest within ourselves in that. I'm sorry that you had to witness that, but I would use... Good.
No.
I would use this as... Do you feel like you understand yourself after all these short period of time since we have met? Feel you're any closer?
I feel like for the first time, I have purpose.
That's a good start, then.
I mean, I sure as hell didn't have it when I joined the Xanathar.
No, but things have changed now. Ruminate on it, but keep your focus leveled on your goal, where you want to be.
I know I don't want to be my father.
And you won't be. We are who we choose to be at the end of the day. Yeah. And I am here to speak with one of the new students, actually. Miss Galen Odell was training her. Her name is Alethide.
There's a lot of new people here. Some students, some gray, some both. I don't know her, but I'm sure the Blackstaff does. You can go ask her. I can take you in.
Yes, I would appreciate that.
After what you did for me, it's the least I can do.
Yeah. Thank you.
With the help of Reddard, you enter through the building, passing by the sullen elven desk clerk. And you notice that instead of casting magic, he actually takes the emblem of the Grey Hands and presses against the stone, and you see the emblem of the Grey Hand form as a sigil across the back of his hand as it opens. You walk past the sullen elven desk clerk, through the illusionary wall and into the Great Hall. From there, you wander through the tables and halls of students, where Reddard points towards the staircase that leads up to the door of the Blackstaff.
Thank you. I won't keep you any farther, but if you're ever back by your father's shop, or if you ever come near the bar, understand that you're always welcome there.
Uncle's shop, just so you know. I know.
Uncle's shop. Sorry.
Yeah, it's okay.
And
I will.
if you ever feel like you need to dust the rust off, and I will pat the blade at his side, I'm always open to give you another proper beating if you so desire.
I think I'll get you next time.
Someday, I have little doubt you will.
Maybe I'll bring some of my friends up, and we'll check out this so-called bar of yours. As he gives you a wry smile.
I didn't pick the name.
And he nods, gives you a wave before heading off. And
I watch him go. I watch him go for a moment, and with extremely mixed emotions, go up to the door of the Blackstaff.
All right.
Okay.
After the familiar feeling of having something watching you wash over you as you come to the door. What do you do? What do you do?
I knock.
And almost as quickly as you knock, the door opens. From inside, you see a massive 24-foot tall man standing in an elevated ceiling room. You're used to only being about 10 to 12 feet tall, as far as the ceiling height goes. It is now nearly 30. The towering, burly giant looks frozen with skin as white as snow, icy cold light blue eyes, and pale blue hair that falls to a wild braid beneath a large white dragon skull he wears as a helmet. He nods to the Blackstaff, Vajra Safar, as he leans on a 12-foot-long Celtic knotwork embellished great axe, as she finishes an incantation to expel him from the room.
I'm sorry. If you're looking for Senior Grey Galanodo, she's not here.
I'm not. Kind of watches the image of the giant disappear and dissipate from the area. Boss, having never seen one before.
Yep. However, Force Grey is at your service. How can I help?
Two things. One, I have heard from candidate or member of Force Grey, Reddard, that Halam has fallen unconscious. I had questions concerning the markings on his forehead to the dead god Alpenser, as it is.
Halam is a worshipper of the old ways of Alpenser. And where the old monks had the tattoo upon their forehead as a symbol of the third eye, an awakened state, their chakra, if you will. His was on his back. But it is through those old teachings that Halam was able to sense the motives, the metal of someone, and why I trusted him to judge all those that wish to stand within these halls.
Understand. Curious thing then. Do you know of anyone or anything within the halls of this city, perhaps its ancient past, that worshipped Arpenser?
He's a dead god.
Then I'll leave it at that. I have one other thing to ask. The student.
I have a question. This is the second time it's been brought to my person. Why?
We've encountered this symbol before. It seems to be tied with persons of interest in this city, as we have begun working in the field ward, and as if we have begun to, I suppose, ingrain ourselves into the city as a whole. I keep seeing it, but I don't know where it is. I feel like it's being hidden in some way, perhaps by a group of cults, even a noble house. But I feel it's of import, personally.
I wish I could say that noble houses are always in pursuing the best interest of the city, but
You and I know that's not true.
yes. Power corrupts people. But I feel like with the aid that your group has done, we've weeded out most of, or at least a lot of the corruption so far.
Roots in this city run deep. With any luck, there's more work to be done.
Do you believe this cult is the reason why Master Halam has fallen ill?
I don't know. This is beyond my area of expertise. All I know is that the symbol keeps appearing in ways. In my ignorance, I had no one else to ask. Our own bard of lore, Vogma, seems to have hit a wall as well. If she can't, I know it's beyond my power to do so. I thought I would ask you, on the off chance you may know.
And boss, the more you talk about it, also your brain is slowly coming back with all of the memories that had been taken when you released the stone from your person.
Mm-hmm.
And there's something that you start to remember.
You remember just before you awoken from the connected far realm dream. You remember seeing a ritual sacrifice being performed by the Cult of the Dragon cultist, the Hag, one other that you didn't recognize, on a man who stood over 7 feet tall, who wore the same robes as the hooded entity that was on the ship. And you remember that symbol carved into his chest.
You remember that man had 3 eyes.
I relay this information without hesitation to Vajra Safar, as well as the time spent on the boat over here.
Do you think this was a vision of the future or something that's already happened?
I don't know. I don't know how farm realm business works. Time seems to move slow, fast, up, down. I'm not exactly sure, but it seemed to be happening. will say that.
This is much concern, very concerning. What do you think that being was?
Would I even be able to comprehend what that thing was?
Whatever you think it is what you think it is.
Boss shrugs, not even wanting to give a push in a wrong direction.
You have a lower secret with you.
Zaisha Valisbard.
Yes. Maybe you two should look into that.
Then that is what we'll do.
What is your second request?
Finley Gallanodell brought a young mage here, an elf girl named Althalid. I would like to speak with her privately for no more than 5-10 minutes.
You see like a little bit of concern wash over her face as she kind of looks at you with a knowing look that is hesitant.
I catch it. I disarm.
And like a slice, like calm smile falls over her, and she's the young woman Althalid has informed me of your particular relationship. Not the details, but when she spoke of your group, I could sense her fear of the man who fits your description.
I have done unto her a great wrong that I am hoping to correct. And unfortunately, she may know something in assisting me to continue down this path. I promise this will be the last time I ever speak or see her.
Understand that I take the protection of those within these walls very seriously.
I understand.
I will not press against the history between you two. In my agreement with you meeting her, I will let you know she will have protections of the tower on her side.
I understand. And yes, that is how it should be.
Vajra then leaves, beckoning you to follow as she leads into a long hallway that stretches on way beyond what it should, given the size of the tower. Eventually, you turn to a door that she opens to reveal an interior sand garden where multiple students practice evocation spells as a chaos of elements showering through the room. As the young silver-haired girl expels a burst of fire and smoke from her hands, she looks up and you watch her smile instantly fall to disdain as her eyes stare daggers into the frost. You watch as the black staff communicates with her, but for a moment in hushed private conversations, and you see she reluctantly nods. You both are brought to another hallway that dead ends into stone. Vajra speaks a few words and then knocks the black staff against the cold, dark wall, causing a shimmer of arcane weed to wash over it like heavy rainfall pouring over stone. From it unveils a door that opens into a well-lit private room with a bench at the far end of either side, 15 feet apart.
Everything is set in place. If either of you have any intentions of harm or manipulation, the other will have the ability to teleport out, locking you inside. As agreed, you have 5 minutes to talk.
I take the farthest side of the bench and just wait for her to sit.
She will walk over. She will not sit down, but she will stand in front of the bench.
Okay.
And Vajra, like watching you both, stays stoic as the door then closes.
I know you hate me. You have every reason to do so. I know you probably want to kill me. You have every reason to want to. But I didn't just come back here to save you. You came with a group of 12. I need to know anything about the rest of them. I know their faces, and how old they should be, but who they were sold to, where they went, what ships they went on.
What? Why?
So I can undo what I did.
You sold people and killed people. What makes you think what you are doing will save yourself from the 9 hells?
Nothing will save me from the 9 hells. This isn't about that. This is about me undoing just one wrong in the piles of which I have done, and nothing else.
I am old enough to remember. I am old enough to know the life I was taken from and thrown into, and the one I was sold into, and now taken from and thrown into once again. I don't know how well the others are faring.
You see that she looks sad and contemplative. She can't even look at you, and then looks back up with extreme rage.
One was an infant! I only have one question for you. Why?
I thought in this world you were either a master or a slave. I was born a slave, and I wanted to be a master. I was wrong. I didn't come here seeking your forgiveness, nor would I even
Go ahead and make
ask.
me... Oh, no, go ahead, sorry.
Nor would I even ask. But if you can even give me a chance to save those others, I would be forever grateful, and you would never see me again.
Go ahead and make me a persuasion check at disadvantage.
Six.
Okay. For a moment, when you say, I was a slave, there's a hesitant pause before it snaps, and you can see that she doesn't believe you.
Gotcha.
But you see her tearing with the turmoil inside. What I do is not for you, but for them. And because I know Venli would rip your throat out and animate you in front of me if you were to ever wrong me again. You once dropped us off in a port of flying green flame skulls, where we were all sold separately and individually. It was dark, and the streets filled with people just like you. You may not wear the same mask anymore, but I knew it was you from the moment I heard your voice. The only thing I know is the young man with fair skin, dark, short, curly hair. But I remember a strange bat monkey-like creature with red skin and a sharp tail that perched on his shoulder. But he wasn't as scary as the big, noxious face half-faced man they call the deacon. But this is all I know. And if you want to know where they are, you should go ask your friends. And that's all I know. And we're done here.
Boss, you are unsure about the first man she describes, as you never met him, but you instantly recognize the man with the pseudonym title as your main contact in Skullport for this activity. And remember seeing him for the first time you met with the Xanathar when walking past the blood and fortune pits.
Yeah.
And you know they call him the deacon as a misnomer because a deacon is a caregiver of compassion for the poor and oppressed and seeks social justice for all people who ask for it. And he's the one that makes sure that people, and the deacons make sure that the people below those of wealth and power and prosperity have what they need. And in this case, it is what you often sold.
I don't look at her. I just nod. I get up and I leave the room.
Vajra is standing at the door, waiting, and
Holds your effects out for you.
I take them, restrap, but I do not look back at her, feeling and perhaps hoping this is the last time we meet.
I hope you have your answers.
It's enough. Thank you.
Well, you keep helping me. This is the last thing I wanted to do, but if it helped you both.
Tell her at least I will trouble her no more.
I will let her know.
and as you walk forward, the hallway actually begins to morph into a set of stairs that leads down.
I take them, walk out, my mind filled with the visions of the people that she has told me about. But I continue onward.
All right. Yeah. All right. We are going to move
back where the ladies return from their shopping. Oh, no. Let's not do that. No, we're going to go to...
oh, okay.
Harold and Petunia.
Yes.
What are you two doing?
So Harold's going to turn to Petunia and say, Miss Potts, if it's something you'd be interested in, I would love to take you as my date to a show that is playing at the local theater. And I will... My plan is to take her to... Oh, where is it? I had it pulled up and now I've lost it. This is why you have everything set up beforehand. Here we go. Light Singer Theater, the same one where we we were jumped and robbed. It's a lovely theater when it's not being robbed.
It is lovely. I assume you're hoping for better results.
Yeah. I think this time the odds of us being robbed are only like 40%. So
only 40%.
Only 40%. That's really high for most people, but really low for me.
Well, I think I'll take those odds.
And he will take her hand and take her to the Light Singer Theater to see a show.
All right. You go back. It'll be, if you want front row, or if you want front row, it's like 30 gold. If you want orchestra, it's 20. If you want balcony, it's...
of course, I spring for the front row.
Okay.
I spring for both. It's 30 for both of us, or is it 30 for each of us?
per ticket. So it'll be 60 gold for the
60 total.
Yep.
Done. And we will enjoy a lovely improv show. Really, really nice improv show with like some of the best actors in Faerun. With Mirmark and all of them. So just the best. And we have we watch him do
The mocking Colin.
Yeah, the mocking Colin, and the styles of Ryan and things like that. And they the Proops of Greg. All of the greats are there. And but of course Mirmark, being Harold's favorite, is the one that he's the most interested in. And it's just a really goofy, fun show.
It is, and it is this improvised tale of adventure. And they pull inspirations from the audience. We'll say they call upon you, Petunia, as you are sitting in the front row, and they need a location.
Swamps.
You see Harold like, oh.
And then you hear, and then there's another one who kind of feeding off of the swamp. It's just like, and you hear hag. Yeah.
Harold
We're both kind of like.
Harold seems to be enjoying it tremendously. He's laughing very hard.
Yeah,
and especially when one of them yells hag.
Yep. It is quite a hilarity show of a band of acquaintances.
Yes.
Who are rather tight with each other.
As
they make their way across this improvised tale of adventure. Yes. And the tale of adventure. It all starts with them gathering not at a tavern, but at a place or a tavern. Yes, a tavern called My Father's Carriage Storage. So.
Wow.
For all you improv fans out there,
We're just going all out on this one.
Yeah, why not? It's fun.
That was great.
All right.
I know they didn't have that plan, so that was true improv right there.
And as the night of laughs, end, you find yourselves. There's like an hour or two left of daylight before certain places in the city are closed. What else are you guys doing?
I was thinking that maybe we could take a walk somewhere nice, like the City of the Dead.
Oh, I love the City of the Dead. For the most part, certain parts weren't as great as the other parts.
It's wonderfully historic and it's beautiful.
Is.
It's very well kept, and there's so much story there.
So when you're there, it's almost like the mausoleums come to life.
Yeah,
I can't wait to see it again. And Harold turns. He's like, I didn't really get to see a lot of it last time I was there, so I would really love to see this. Let's do it. That'd be great.
Let's go.
And so we will head over there. And while we are there, let me get out my little list of cool things that are there. We'll arrive. I guess we'll arrive through the southern entrance, because Harold will say, wasn't there supposed to be a Hall of Sages? I really want to see that.
There is. I would love to go see it.
Okay, and so Harold will lead the way, and I'm sure it's got this very sagey kind of vibe to it. And as he's walking through with her, and he's kind of pointing out the various statues and all the beautiful things, he kind of turns to her and he's like, it's this whole thing with us and things he points to always well, that one looks just like Finley.
I can see it.
This whole thing, it doesn't weird you out at all. It doesn't make you uncomfortable. The fact that we're kind of constantly in mortal peril.
The fact that you're in mortal peril does not sit well with me, but you're doing good for the city, and that's what adventurers do, right? I mean, I grew up idolizing adventurers, wanting to be one. I remember when I first met you, I have your signatures in my book. It's
weird. Not in a bad way, of course. It's just weird that anybody would ever ask for our signature. We always feel like we're just winging it.
Funnily enough, I don't seem to recall actually asking you for yours. I seem to have opened it, and then yours and V's were suddenly there.
What? That sounds like, oh, check out the Hall of Heroes. Here it is. Wow, it's really nice and big. There's a lot of more statues, and look at the cool trees.
Petunia, go ahead and make me a dex save.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I knew this was coming. It was only a matter of time. All right, here we go. 1 for the money, 2 for the show. 16.
Okay. You stumble on a loose rock, and you actually trip just a little bit, but you find yourself kind of stumbling and kind of slamming into Harold, but not in a way to knock him over. And as you realize that he's actually caught you and is now kind of holding you almost in like a dip as you've kind of fallen a bit.
This happens a lot with us.
Yes. Lucky how that is.
I'll say. And he will peck her on the forehead and lift her back up. And he looks over at the Hall of Heroes and he's like, they say this area is for all the fallen heroes of Waterdeep. And, I don't want to sound selfish or anything, but I would love to see like Seisha or V here one day. I mean, I wouldn't see that, hopefully, but it'd be nice if all the work they did, and I know Voss would never agree to it. I don't think Vinley would either.
I don't know how I feel about the idea of you being there because of having fallen in battle. In fact, I that reminds me. I actually wanted to give you something that.
Oh. Well, that's weird. I was actually setting that up as a lead into I got you something.
Oh?
Yeah, I thought. Well, you first. You started.
Well, this is a rather ironic place to be doing this. But, and she'll reach into her bag and she will pull out, I believe it looks like a kind of a medallion, right?
Yours, yes. It is a medallion on a necklace.
Yeah. And she's like, I know you do good work here and you're all very talented, but
So it is actually 3 rubies on clasping hands.
Oh. Yeah.
And I love that you do that, but you've already died once, Harold, and I don't want to be a part of a tragedy. I really like you, and I want to do more of this, and I don't want it to be cut short, and so I want you to wear this as often as you can. Whenever you go into anything dangerous, it's called the I forgot how to pronounce it already. The
Periapt.
Periapt, thank you. Periapt of, I just lost it. The periapt of wound closure. And I think it'll be useful in the future for you. I hope you never have to use it, but I really want you to have it.
Thank you. Thank you. I take it very seriously. I don't want any of our friends to fall in battle or anything. I just meant more like, when our stories are done someday.
Of course. Just not too early.
He's going to take it, and I guess he'll put it on. And he kind of motions it. How do I look?
Very handsome.
And he's going to reach into his coat pocket, and he's going to remove something he's holding in his hands, and he's going to say, well, it's really kind of funny and awkward. I was thinking sort of the same thing, but for, about you and how I almost lost you under the water And, you know, with the whole Maloon betrayal and just as things keep getting more and more crazy and we get stronger and we have to kind of tackle stronger stuff, I got you this, and I was kind of hoping maybe it could help you stay safe as well. And he's going to produce, I don't know exactly what the luck stone looks like.
So it looks like a cat's head, and it is carved of gray stone, and there are 2 emeralds for the eyes.
And he's going to offer it out, and he's like, to the luckiest person I know.
Lucky. Thank you, Harold. It's beautiful.
It makes you like more able to protect yourself. So,
Well, hopefully I'll never have to use it, but knowing our situation, that's probably unlikely.
better to be realistic.
Yeah, better to be realistic.
And he kind of smirks to her. And where is it? Where is the thing?
If you guys refresh your
Character sheets, they're already on your sheet.
Look at you guys. Y'all are so sweet.
They
Y'all are
both-
great.
They both do require attunement, which will take an hour.
Okay.
But something that can easily be done throughout the rest of the night.
Yeah,
Sure.
while you're on your date and everything like that. And we are going to end this day with everybody returning. The ladies returning from shopping, the 2 lovely couple returning from their date, and Voss returning from his adventures at the Blackstaff.
And you all can take a long rest. And, be done with this day as we move on to the 28th.
Yeah,
Okay,
28th or 29th, something like that.
28th. This was the 27th.
Got
it. And yeah, it's
Can
home-
I send a letter?
Of course. Who are you sending a letter to?
I'm gonna take the invitation to the Castellaners party
Mhm.
and wrap it in. I guess I'd go to the place where the birds are. I can't remember the name of it. And
Any
I,
magic? Oh, you mean Zephyr's Post?
yes, Zephyr's Post. Thank you.
Got it.
And I'm going to attach it inside a letter that says, "Would you do me the honor of joining me for this evening of splendors?" And send it to Gariel.
easily doable. You can. It would cost you since the invitation it's a stiff and not.
Yes, yeah, and
rolled
I
up.
don't want to mess it up. So
Yeah. So it'll cost you 3 silver.
got it.
But yeah, is there anything that you guys want to do for the rest of the night, or are we going to the next day?
No, I'm good.
Okay, yeah. So the next day.
I'd have time
I mean, okay,
at
sorry.
night, so probably wouldn't have time to be able to produce a potion or anything like that.
No, you guys can do that over the couple of days that are leading up, if you guys
Okay.
want to.
Yeah. Over the next couple days, you could absolutely make those potions that you wanted to make.
Cool.
Which I'm going to pull our notes real quick on that. So just so you know, cost-wise.
Okay, so you want to make the sanity potions with Follow. And
Yes.
are you helping Voss?
I wanted to help with that. I also wanted to make potions of greater healing. Or at
So-
least buy some.
Okay, yeah, hold on.
Yeah, making a potion of greater healing is going to take many 10 days.
Oh, okay.
It is not as quick as a single potion of healing, which is just 8 hours.
Got it.
a
Okay, well
single
then
day.
I'll buy 2 greater potions of healing and then the sanity potion. What exactly are its effects?
The sanity potion, you can talk to Voss about that, as it is something he's endeavored on. If you want to communicate about what that might entail.
Okay. Voss, what exactly is a sanity potion? It's a potion that makes you sane or insane?
Leave.
Did you just ask me to leave?
Voss? No. He said weave and then cut off because he was thinking, is it possible to make a potion that can make someone go insane? And
Well,
then
we
tucks it away.
misunderstood him and thought he
Tucks
has
it
to
away.
leave.
He just tucks it away in his head to something to ask at a later date. But we have been in the far realm of Robir several times, and I talked to a delightful hag at the black market about potentially acquiring items that would help with our own mental defenses. And so I've come with this. She said lion's mane is the main ingredient in that, so I purchased some of that. I was going to follow us to make more if you wish to join.
Yeah, I just feel like when it comes to our brains being a bit weak, mine seems to be affected the most.
There you go.
And anything to really not have that happen anymore would be thumbs up in my book.
Did your father train you to fight?
Oh, he himself? No, he
Yes.
hired people for that. But I know he knows how to. I just, I've never actually really seen it. I've seen him use his, brute strength, but not, actually be in a physical fight. I've just always heard stories.
All right. Just curious. All right. Well, if you want to head over there, we certainly can.
Okay.
And
We head over there.
head
Okay.
over.
You are greeted by Fala, and they will help you to craft this potion once you bring the ingredients. And they're like, they comment on the fact that this is the same ingredient that you acquired for them to help create potions ordered by the Castellantan nobles. Not the same exact potions, but the same exact ingredient.
Well, I think they come from a similar source, considering who I bought it from.
They nod. Okay. But you work with Fala, and you can create 4 potions of sanity, if you so wish. It's going to cost 20 gold more per potion for the other ingredients involved.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be a total of 80 gold. It's marked down from the 100, so you're discounted. And
it'll take 1 day each to craft, so this can be something that you guys do over the next, 4 days up to the gala.
yeah, including days that have already passed.
Yeah.
Okay. What do they do specifically?
They will either clear your mind of when it is affected, or it'll give you
Advantage on your saving throw to withstand the magic.
Okay. That's awesome. All right. I remove 320 gold.
Okay. So you
But-
said it
No, no, no.
costs.
You've already bought the lion's mane, so it is only 80 gold total.
Oh, wow.
for potions.
Okay.
Yeah, you've already
Noted.
bought the ingredients already.
from the secret garden.
Yeah, is there enough? How much ingredients do you have to make how many potions?
Enough for 4.
Enough for
Yeah,
4?
There's enough for 4.
Okay, well, I mean, I know at least I'll buy 1 or...
If you want to split cost, I'm not going to say no.
Wait, so it's 80 per
No.
potion?
Total.
20 per, 80 for the 4. So if you want to split, you can mark off 40 V. Boston.
Yeah, I'll mark off 40 if you want to take 40.
And it is 180 gold per greater healing potion. So if you
Okay.
wanted to get 2, that would be 360 gold for a total of 400 gold for everything.
Okay, I'll go ahead and get 2.
Okay. There you go.
Cool.
All right.
We'll say
And also, oh, sorry, never mind. Well, I'll tell you when we're done with follows.
okay. There's nothing else that you want to do here.
Not it follows, no.
Okay.
Well, no, I can't. That'd be metagaming.
Okay.
So no.
Okay. All right. We're going to return with everyone back at the tavern.
Okay. So V wanted to make sure
Okay.
she sent out a paper bird to Renair saying that she had some fun secret idea for a date since he picked out the last one. She thought
Okay.
it was only fair if she picked out the
Okay, and
place.
you write the letter, you send it off,
Mhm.
and at some point he may come and inquire upon what this might be.
Yep.
But at some point during the day, everybody returns back to the bar.
Harold.
You hold on a second.
Okay.
It's okay. You walk in, and your eyes are immediately drawn to. Hold on a second. Before we get to that, I want to retcon last night real quick, and we want to drink potion from Salazar, right?
Yes, yes.
Right. Yes. Okay. So at some point in the day, you drink the potions. So, Seisha, go ahead and drink yours. I got it. And as you do, they're like, it's this like grimy, kind of matted with fur thing that kind of gets stuck in your throat. Like you're like. And as you do, every time you your teeth grow a little sharper and a little sharper, and your hands grow a little bit more claw-like as you grow fangs and claws. And you look extremely feral.
All right. That looks like it could be dangerous.
It's like, oh wait, Harold, maybe you. Oh, okay.
And as you drink this, Harold, it is let's say it's sweet and bubbly, but a little like earthy also. So it's like dirt mixed with a soda.
Oh, you're wearing your. Okay, you are wearing it. Okay.
And then all of a sudden there's this gut-wrenching pain in your stomach as you double over. And you all see,
and then pain in your back.
you all see like there's these just globules like pressing against his jacket that can't seem to break through.
Take it off.
I helped take it off that real quick.
As you all peel it out and like remove it, there is a tearing of fabric from the shirt that you're wearing as two massive bat wings unfurl from your back.
Wow, that's cool.
Oh my.
I look around and I like, well, it hurt for a second, but I don't think anything happened.
Try flying.
What do you mean try flying? And then my wing kind of pops in my periphery and I'm like, ah! And just like the wings start flapping wildly and start knocking things off shelves.
Okay,
Harold.
Everybody's getting slapped with the wings.
I'm going to attempt to restrain Harold in his panic state.
You see Petunia's skirts go whoop as he knocks her over.
Yeah.
V thinks this is hilarious. And
Yeah.
is
And so
laughing.
through the night, the previous night, you're kept like just crazy shenanigans happen. It's funny. It's fun.
Yeah.
Harold, you figure out that for 10 minutes you can fly. You have a fly speed of 10 feet. It's slow.
Oh, but I'm floating outside the front of the house, just like yeah, and then it wears off, and I hit the ground.
You don't have Billy the feather ball,
Catch me!
While I have my claws, I want to go up into the library and scratch everybody's name into one of the bookshelves, like in a little hidden spot.
And it's like using a dagger as you are scratching into the wood.
Yep, because while you had this, you had a claw attack.
Oh, cool!
Yeah, and a bite attack. So that was the night before, easily doable.
Nice.
And I imagine Seisha makes notes for Salazar.
Makes notes and sends it through a bird to Salazar.
Okay.
Not a paper bird, but just a regular.
Perfect. Okay, got it.
So now that that's out of the way, we're gonna get back to this moment for the day. As we go ahead.
At some point, when you return back into the tavern level of the bar, you walk in and your eyes are immediately drawn to a figure in a gleaming white three-piece suit. His tall and muscular frame tower over the halfling servers that are immersed in polite, friendly conversation with him, as he and the three kids that are enamored and wrapped in curiosity at the strange dog-like creature at his side.
The rusty, skin-colored hobgoblin looks over in your direction with a sharp, toothy grin that fades to a grimace framed in his dark mutton chops that lead up to his slicked back hair, that fall to a braid before ordering something and sitting down at a nearby table.
Kara goes back to the kitchen to fetch what he ordered. And you see Flinrick, as chipper as ever, starts making his way in your direction. A large man in the far corner table, the one you typically sit at, continues looking in your direction.
Is it the cudgel?
Huh?
Is it the cudgel?
It is. And he lets out a quiet whistle, calling the leather-capped basilisk to his side. The kids see you and start heading your way as well, with huge grins, and Yosef, still wearing his creepy goat mask that most patrons seem to ignore now, as they see it as part of the kitschy, eclectic atmosphere of your bar.
Oh, hey, Harold. You're a terrifying yet sociable friend over there. Was wondering when you'd come by. Weird that he kept calling you Oscar, but anyways, he said there's a very strange creature. Can't tell if it's a lizard or just an ugly dog. Probably an ugly dog. I had an ugly dog once. Anyways, at first we were concerned because of the leather cap, but big guy says it's because the creature's blind. Sad, really. Anyways, seems nice enough with the kids. I just hope it doesn't leave anything behind I'll have to take care of. If you know what I mean. Anyways, before I forget, the missus wanted me to thank you again. I might as well thank you myself, if you know what I mean. She missed me something fierce, and mind if I take off early tonight? I think she might be trying for 13. Scares me, though. Ever since that haunted Dark 13 business, it just seems like an unlucky number.
I think 12
man.
is a great number, but if you want to go for 13 babies, sure.
If you need to go early tonight, A-okay. I should probably...
And while you're talking with the halfling server and constantly eyeing the sharp-dressed brute in the back, Yosef rams his goat head into Seisha as he chases after Declan. And then suddenly an explosion of arcane confetti erupts in the middle of everyone with an arcane jack-in-the-box that springs towards Boss's face. Yep. And you hear, "Ha! I got it! I got it!" You watch as the proud girl hold up a coin with both hands.
Very, very amusing. Boss is a little distracted in this, with the cudgel sitting in the corner there.
Yeah.
But gives her a pat on the head and says to Flinrick, "We'll cover whatever this man is having. It's best if you leave us to our business for now, though."
All right, kids, that's enough horse playing. Go play in the courtyard for a spell, and I'll cover your dishes so you can get those wiggly worms out of your legs.
Seisha scoops Yosef up and spins around in a circle and sets him down and pats him.
You kind of hear him go,
I lean into Harold before we approach, and I say, "He hasn't done anything yet. We don't do anything yet.
Hasn't done anything to you.
Let's leave this as cordial as we can."
Well, I'm cordial.
Do you want us there?
I don't know what he wants yet.
Do you want us to come with you?
If he was here to start something, the cap on that thing would be off.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to start anything. He's got all the advantage right now, and he knows it. Sure, let's go.
Right.
All right.
You hear the kids scurry off, and they're like, "Okay, Uncle Flynn! Last one to the tree is a flump!" And with a flash, the kids race off through you and out the door as
Pixel screams at the illusory spider Declan leaves behind, slowing her down. Those kids are a handful, but pretty great. Anyways, can I get you anything? I'll have it sent over to the table with you gentlemen there.
A water, please.
I'll have a finger of the strongest alcohol we have, please.
All right. I'll have Leaf send it right open.
Actually, 2 fingers. 1 glass.
All right.
And then I will head over and
he scurries off with his normal little, like, too much coffee self.
Everybody makes their way to the table.
Mm-hmm.
yes.
And before you sit down, I can tell you're not happy to see me here. I can assure you, despite what you may think, the feeling is mutual, if not worse, from this side of the table.
Yeah, aren't you usually at that fancy casino? What brings you out our way?
I am typically at the casino, yes, but I was running an art gallery.
All right.
Congratulations.
I'm in here on behalf of our employer. As he looks towards Harold. But rest assured, he has not sent me here to threaten you. He has sent me here to apologize for nearly killing you. And to give you this.
You can instantly tell he is very uncomfortable and seething at the thought of having to do this. There's something else, but you can't quite read what it is about his emotion. But the large, dapperly dressed man slowly reaches into his jacket and pulls out a folded letter.
I'll take it if no one else does, but I will hand it to Harold as it's clearly meant for him.
Can I make an insight check to try to read what those other emotions are?
Yeah, same.
Because I'm feeling like if this guy hates the rose too, that could be beneficial.
I would actually like to make an insight check to see if this is a put on emotion, an extra emotion, or if it's legitimate feeling.
Go ahead and make an insight check.
All right. Here we go. Come on, Harold. Pretty good at this, actually. Ew, not today. I'm not. 11.
19.
Hooray.
Can we? It's rule of 2. I'm not going to ask.
Okay. Harold, you're more concerned about what he is here, like
Right, where this is going.
You're waiting for the other shoe to drop.
Yeah.
Everything for you is at surface value. Seisha, where everything for you is true, there's a deep sadness and pain, like heartache, that is underlying all of the other emotions.
Okay.
May I cast Detect Thoughts?
Sure. Are you trying to do it subtly?
That's fair. He's probably eyeing us. Never mind.
No, I mean
You can.
and
It'll just require a sleight of hand check.
and
Hang on.
I will say, are you sitting at the table or standing nearby? Has anybody sat down? and
She's
you all
probably
just kinda,
standing behind
I sat.
Harold, honestly.
Hey,
Say
Ray,
she sat.
you don't have to make a roll. Important. You can guarantee a good roll.
Yeah, because you rolled really well, didn't you?
That's fair. That's a good point.
Do you want to spend it?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which one are you spending?
I'll go with my, you know what? I'll go with my 19.
Yeah,
Okay, what
this
does that
could be
make?
this could be important.
What does that make your total?
That makes my total.
Sure.
What is it? Sleight of hand, you said?
Yeah.
That makes my total 22.
And easy enough, you cast it standing behind Harold, taking a moment through the clatter of all of the other things that are going on in the tavern, drowning out the conversation that's happening, and whisper a few incantations as you focus on the hobgoblin brute. And you hear like I failed you. I will not even be able to immortalize your beauty in stone. I'm sorry, my lord. I will do what is necessary.
And that is what you hear.
And that is the forethought thought. And you can dive deeper to know more about what that is about, but he will have to make a wisdom save.
Yep. And so he holds the letter out to you.
When Voss takes it, I will take it from Voss, but I am still like watching the cudgel, like I almost like I'm waiting for him to smash me in the head the moment I look at the paper, and I'll open it and look down and read it.
Yep. You're to read it now, and read it aloud. A whisper to yourself or to your group will suffice, if you wish. But you must speak the words.
And I just sent it to the group chat.
Okay. And I will go ahead and read it.
And I'm going to send you, it's in the Facebook group chat, and I'm going to send you something in Zoom chat.
Thank you.
God, every time I see cursive, I swear I forgot how to read.
Okay. Okay. So Harold will open it up, and he kind of eyes the cudgel a moment, sensing something's weird, and look back down at it. Let me position this so that I'm still looking at the screen. Oscar, and I say this only so our table can hear it.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oscar, it saddens me that you have hurt me this day, especially after all that you have given me. I have been informed that you had an encounter with some of my new lieutenants. You even managed to kill Carpral, my head Banite. Besides, is that right? Is it Banite?
Yep.
It is.
Besides the man sitting in front of you at this moment. But you took something from me once again, Oscar. This will not do. You and your is that quotation?
Gee.
You and your
Protege. Possibly reignited the blood feud between the Xanatharans and Tarum. I was going to right them, but you have stolen that opportunity. So I want you to think on how you are going to fix this. If only you had informed me that you were going to be doing this, I would have brought you into the mission. You are one of my favorite sons, Oscar. All that moxie built up over years of wanting to be better than those that created you. Your mother, your father, even me. However, if you're going to continue to work for me, you'll have to know I have big plans for this city, plans that come from those beyond both of us, yet guides both our hands in their servitude. My apologies for your involvement, and I do hope you weren't hurt too badly. Carnan sends his apologies even during this time of mourning. Sadly, his wife came down with a sudden illness. Took her quickly in the night. Just reminds us all to keep those we care about close and not take any time we have with them for granted. I'll be in touch.
As the last word drips from your lips, you are taken aback by a burst of flame, nearly singeing your eyebrows off as the letter itself ignites and turns to ash.
Harold.
He looks at the cudgel and he's clearly searching for the words to apologize. It's just obvious. He just doesn't know what to say. He's like, I
lean into you at this moment, perhaps coldly and coolly, and reiterating what I just had, lean in and say, "This is an opportunity. Take your time, but this is what you do best."
I turn and look back at the cudgel and I say, "This is just like him, isn't it? Using somebody else's life that he's ruined to try to scare me. Sickening."
He doesn't answer.
You could do better than this, you know. I fought you. I lost. What are you doing with a guy like this anyway?
Serving Bane.
Now, I know I may not agree with what it is you're doing entirely, but don't you think Bane is bigger than the Rose? He did this to you because he doesn't think you'll retaliate. And if we play this right, he won't even know you are. He leans closer. I have connections with a certain red-winged individual. I can get you in touch.
He serves Ball. I assume you know who that is.
Yes.
I do.
I am the wrong person to ask this. Would I know anything, because it's a dark god, would I know anything about what Bane is about, or what worshippers respect?
Make a religion check.
Okay.
That's Bane. You can also roll for Ball as well if you so wish. But
Sure.
I know what you're doing.
Actually,
right
no,
now.
he has keen mind. He would remember me saying Baal is the god of murder.
Yeah, I know you know that, but
Yeah.
I know where you're going at. But I was saying whatever information you want to find out.
15.
Not bad.
Rolled surprisingly high.
Yeah. So, first and foremost, you know, Bane was the god of tyranny. He was known as the Black Lord and was all about ambition, control, tyranny, and basically war.
Yeah.
Rule through fear.
That's Bane?
That's Bane.
Okay, I don't know that.
I communicate this to you as much as I can.
Okay. I will.
And no, I'm gonna leave this to you.
I turn to look back at the cudgel and I say, "You follow Bane, that's right?"
And he'll actually unbutton his suit and unbutton the vest and then unbutton the shirt, not fully, but just enough. And you see a searing black mark that is a hand on his chest.
I reach under my coat, I feel around, and I pull a Bane symbol out. And I turn and look to him, and I say, "What the Rose has done to you is no less than an act of war. Would it not be within the right of your God to wage a war against that which is taken from you?"
He serves the god of murder and has murdered. And he too is ruling with fear, which I respect.
Do you respect his murdering your wife?
He doesn't answer.
Respecting what it is he's capable of and respecting what it is he's doing. If you look around, it doesn't seem like anybody's really benefiting but him right now. I don't think it was always that way. I remember working for him, and I remember...
You still do.
Well, when I worked with him more closely, I remember a time when things were more beneficial for those he considered the little people. Then he let that clown with that mask get into his head.
Don't talk about him.
And that clown got into his head, and it changed him. You want to know what happened to that clown? I drowned him.
Insight, what are his emotions?
You can roll insight, and he's going to roll insight against you, Harold.
Absolutely.
And you can roll persuasion or deception.
It's persuasion. At this point, Harold really thinks he's drowned him.
Yep.
Because
30,
it's like
20.
Okay, I'll get to you in a second, Station.
18 persuasion.
I roll a 17 on the die. I think he beats you. We'll just double check in a second.
What number did you roll, Harold?
I rolled an 18.
Okay.
The number I rolled was a 10.
Why don't you take my 14?
Okay.
Yeah.
Fortin is so strong.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that makes my new total
22?
24.
24?
I think 14 plus. No, it's 22. It's 22.
Yeah, and I'm sure that. Yeah.
Thank you.
Good.
Yeah, that did not. He did not pass that. So he was going to see through your ruse, but thanks towards the divine fates of magic.
Yay, Petunia!
Yeah, and Seisha, you feel a myriad of emotions. When he speaks about the Harlequin, you feel anger towards the Harlequin, but also like disgust and just like creeped out. And when you feel him believe Harold.
Okay.
And you see a little bit of respect in his eyes towards Harold.
Okay.
Harold nods once to him and goes, "None of them are invincible. You just need time and the right friends to make the kind of difference necessary. We don't have to be friends forever. It'd just be nice if we were friends long enough to see that bastard dead." Look at what he's doing to you. This is wrong. Even by criminal standards, this is fucked.
This concludes our business today. If you have an answer for him, you can find me at my art gallery. Or tell me now.
I'll find you.
It's the building you were just outside of. But I warn you, if you wear that mask again, you will feel the fear of the Black Hand as the Dark One consumes you in his power.
We have a mutual respect. I will not wear that mask.
Be careful. With Scoria gone, he knows that I have nothing left to lose. And he looks over at everyone standing around him and over at all the people in the tavern. And you have everything.
The only thing I'm going to lose is him.
You also know, Seisha, as you're reading him, that this wasn't necessarily a threat from him. Like he was not saying that. These were not his words.
Yeah, no, this is him. This is his experience.
Right.
And he stands
and waits for you all to move out of his way.
We do.
I'm sorry for your loss.
And he will whistle, and you watch as the basilisk joins him on his side as he walks out of the tavern.
I will say, Seisha, also with your insight, you guys have twisted a couple of things in his mind.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Also, you remember my original plan for the rumor I was gonna? Yeah, that's not gonna happen anymore. I'm not gonna put a rumor about you. A-okay. Spinodora's staying fine. No worries there. Not doing that. Okay. This was not what I expected.
Mm-hmm. Don't fuck with Rose.
Yeah.
What else is everybody doing?
Well, first we should probably discuss.
Yeah, 100%. If you want to discuss that here, you can go upstairs.
We should go upstairs.
Yeah.
Invite Flynrick and see what his opinion is on all this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
right.
and over that conversation, you had your drinks and everything, and Flynrick came in, and anytime that he came in, conversation stopped. But
Right.
yeah.
When we get upstairs,
You got to him.
Yeah.
Not overwhelmingly, but he heard you.
Junior will squeeze his hand.
Yeah, that's not exactly the best thing. We just saw exactly the kind of way he works. He's never someone who kills his target first. He has to take everything from them.
We have an in now, though.
We do.
Something is starting. He may be a bit more persuasive in the future if we expand your legend. And if his power does rise visibly in the city, one he feels would fulfill his ambition, perhaps.
It's an idea.
I think so.
How are we going to convince him that we're not starting a war? How do we stop this in a way that looks like we're trying to stop it?
Why does he think you still work for him?
Well, you see, the answer to that is that he doesn't really see any reason to let me go because I put him in the seat. It's not a question of I want to work for him. It's more like a you work for me, whether you want to work for me or you don't want to work for me.
Got it.
I think
Well, you know what happens when you lie to yourself? You get overconfident.
Yeah, somewhat.
So if he lies to himself about you still working for him,
Oh, I think that this
it's going to bite him in the ass.
But this gave him an inkling that I'm not exactly trying to. And we're going to have to gauge how we go forward because we have to do something.
We have a solution to this problem.
I don't understand why he's upset with me. They were the ones that killed the Zentarum guy, right? They were going to do it anyway.
We're already working on a solution to this problem. Think about it. Gang wars starting up. We've made a strike against the Xanathar. You would expect us to make some sort of strike against Manchun, would you not? Isn't that what we're planning?
It's a good point.
All you have to do is take credit for it when the plan goes forward. That solves everything.
Oh, I had a thought about that. When all that happens at the party, that might be a good opportunity for Petunia and I to cast a locate item and try to track down if the stone is there. We can take advantage of the distraction that would be caused, and with her help, we can cover twice the ground.
Is it identical to the others?
Yes.
I show her the stone to give her a rough idea of what the eyes are.
Oh, it's ugly.
It's
They
not
look
a
like
cute stone. They're like
the-
little beady eyes.
The stone itself is green. It's about that big. And it has like wrinkled folds in it. But
Blech.
there are 3 areas where there are holes in the stone. And in 2 of them sit black pearl-like rocks. And the 3rd one is
Huh.
empty.
Curious.
Yeah, it has a personality.
Is it an item or a creature?
I don't know. I think it's an item. I identified it. I don't know though.
According to them, it talks.
It's tied to something at the very least.
Hmm.
I don't know though.
I don't
It's
know.
ugly as sin. I hope it can hear that. Why are you? It's gross. I don't want to touch it.
Harold,
I don't want to touch it.
don't take it out on the stone, Harold.
I just don't want to touch it.
Okay, you don't have to.
Seisha, Petunia, that sounds like a plan. I don't have anything against that. You
I'd be
two
willing
would
to
know.
help.
Okay.
That was my
Now
only
you've seen
thought.
them, so you can cast it.
Yes.
That sounds like
Thanks.
an idea. Yeah. I think informing the cudgel on the basis of a plan, no matter what you say, Harold, the Rose is always going to assume that you're working for him. So telling him that this is going down is only going to just coincide with what he already thinks. This will actually be a way of creating an illusion of trust, in a way.
Put
As if we're
myself
doing
closer.
this. Yes, as a way for doing this for him.
I have an idea, but it would require a meeting with him.
To tell him.
That's dangerous.
You're not going alone.
Am I the only? I thought the Rose thinking you're working for him still for whatever reason is news to me. Am I just like not paying attention?
No, I haven't really made it exactly clear to everybody.
He
Like,
mentioned it in the meeting. That's how I knew.
yeah, I haven't exactly.
The one we just had, the
Stop.
cudgel said it.
Right, but I mean, like before that, I thought the Rose this whole time knew Harold like wasn't with him.
Think of it like this. I disappeared for a very long time. When he wanted me to do something for him again, he's like, oh, good, you're still here and still working for me. And that's about as much conversation and discussion we had.
Oh,
He's just, you
Well-
work for me still because you dedicated your life to the Xanathar or whatever the fuck. You know, it's,
no. I thought he was just using weird intimidation tactics to bully you into working for him.
no, he's just saying you do already work for me. And so
Oh.
because you work for me, all this stuff is deserved. But if we're
Doing
really
this-
honest with ourselves and I look at this, he's trying to make it seem like this whole thing was a big misunderstanding.
Weird.
Yeah.
Doing this will make us seem cowed to his will, which may take some heat off of us in the future. Cudgel is correct about one thing. He can very easily take the things that we have from us.
Very easily.
However, if everything goes off well, the heat should be off of us for a little while. At least us directly.
And if the eye's there, that'll give us all the opportunity we need, just enough time to find the vault, open it, and do whatever we're gonna do with it.
Which means we have to make absolutely sure that it's there nowhere else. Part of our time for this upcoming few areas needs to be made sure that it's not anywhere else in the city. And I communicate to Seisha what I was talking about with the Blackstaff, which was all the stuff about Pencer, the fact that Halam is coming down the mountain tomorrow, would be today.
Today.
Yeah,
Today.
they're rescuing him today, but you
Mhm.
also know that he's kind of in a coma. Yeah.
He's in a coma. Yeah, but just like relaying that out to the group, so to speak. And just, I don't know where to begin, but I feel like any lead we're going to have towards the stone is going to come from that.
If there was someone at the Blackstaff who could communicate with people who are displaced from the waking world. I don't know who it was, but V saw her. Venley spoke of her. There was somebody else that she spoke to.
Hmm?
Who are you moving at?
You're on a good track, but we're not going to tell you who it is because you don't got a keen mind.
I know. Rub it in.
I'm at V, who had direct conversation with this person.
I don't think I know who this is. Like, I don't think I've ever heard of this person.
Nope.
No, I don't think the conversation serves out.
V and Venley mentioned her.
I'm trying to remember.
When you went and she went in your head and
A lot of
helped you-
people go in my head nowadays.
But no, when she helped you with the stuff, the Far Realm
Oh,
stuff.
yeah, the terrifying one.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought we were talking about. I didn't know we meant like a corporeal person.
Yes.
Okay. I was thinking of like a phantom. Okay,
Maybe she could talk to Halam.
Do you remember who that was?
Yes. They were at the Blackstaff and they traumatized me for life.
I'm very sorry for you. Do you remember their name?
Yeah, yes. It'll come to me. It's like on the tip of my tongue. Like it just slipped my mind.
Insight
I remember
check.
this name. Actually, I have it. I actually do have it written down. Hold on. I know I have it written down. It's in my notes somewhere.
Yeah.
Avalis Morale.
Close enough. Close enough.
Avalis Morale. Avalis Morale. Something like that.
Evelos Morale.
Evelos Morale. I typed an I.
All those
instead of an
names
O.
sounded made up. Everything you just said sounded
Maybe
Remember
she
her
could
as
talk
the
to him.
blind halfling.
Yes, she's terrifying.
But she might be able to talk to him.
Yes, I can't get into the Blackstaff myself, but I'm sure we can figure it out. We have Petunia. You can get there.
Yeah.
What?
You can
You
get, us
can
into
get
the
to
Blackstaff.
Evelos Morale.
Probably.
Petunia, you would actually know exactly who that is, as that's the head diviner of the Blackstaff Tower.
Oh.
I wonder if she would sign my book.
Probably. I mean, after probing your mind, sure.
This sounds like a good course of action, no matter what it is.
So wait, it's Evelosa or Evelosa?
No, just Evelos Morale.
Like, yeah,
I'd be happy to take you to her. She's very, very powerful and very talented.
I would love to meet
I think this is
this
a good
made up person.
starting
She's
point.
not made up.
they're not made up. I'm
I
really
mean-
bad with names.
We should probably give it a day because, you know, he's coming off the mountain and I'm sure they're going to want to check on him and access would be difficult.
So it's about that time that there is a knock at the door.
I'll get it!
Wait, see, that's probably Pistachio Marinara here to help us.
Seisha will go and open the door.
And standing in the doorway, you see a fairly well-dressed Renair.
There?
There's Pistachio, just like I said.
Hi, Renair.
Uh,
What you doing?
No, my name is Walnut. Thank you very much. As he shoves Harold aside and marches in.
Harold very theatrically spins away.
Oh my god, Renair. You're dressed very nicely.
I wasn't sure. You didn't give me
I
much to
forgot
go
to
off
tell
of,
you not to.
but oh, I don't need to. I mean, all right.
It's okay.
And
Quick, Harold, switch clothes with him.
and he'll like unbutton and take off, and he has a leather jerkin underneath it. He's like,
Perfect.
I'm prepared no matter what. I mean, I was, yeah. Anyways,
Yeah.
and he'll like
Do you
lay the
usually
knife
wear
down.
Under your clothes?
Yes, always.
Oh my god. She has a moment.
He's like, I mean, we sort of literally. When's the last party we didn't sneak some kind of weapon in?
I know, but like I just didn't envision like undergarments being made of leather.
I mean, it's just a
Leather
jerkin. And he'll wrap his belt around and make sure his rapier's in that and his dagger.
Well, you don't actually need. You know what? Hold them on standby. Maybe keep the dagger, lose the rapier.
Right. I'm intrigued. I'm not going to lie. And he'll put the rapier down with his nice tunic.
Okay. And V, she's only got a dagger and pocket sand.
Where are you going, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah.
On a date. Bye.
Yeah, wait, I think he's asking more where you're going, so in case there's trouble, we can
It's a
find you.
surprise. And then she'll whisper to Harold where we're going.
Which is, I'm assuming, the bloody fist.
Yes,
is
the
what-
bloody fist. I almost said black dagger. That's not the name of it. It's the bloody.
I nod to her and I
Thanks today.
give boss a thumbs up, like, don't sweat it, it's all good.
She didn't whisper very quietly enough for an air, but I'll say with your passive, enough for you to hear, Voss.
Yeah. And Seisha as well.
Petunia's too low to hear it.
I also actually need to head in that direction.
Oh. Okay.
Harold, if you wouldn't mind accompanying me on this, and anyone else who wishes to join, I
Oh, a
promise
double
I will
date.
not.
Fantastic.
I'm not intruding on your date, nor will I attempt to intrude on your date.
As Renair just smiles. Oh, right.
I was actually going to go see somebody. I'll meet up with you guys later.
Fine. Be safe.
He looks over at Petunia and back to Voss, and he's like, she can come, right?
I don't see why not.
Wrong
I don't
on.
know I don't know anything about this fighting den.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know anything about this place.
Harold kind of rolls his eyes, and he's
Yeah,
like,
Renair will go, I don't know either.
What'd you roll?
As a, go ahead, roll
Hello?
insight.
You want me to roll? Okay.
Yeah, roll insight. He's totally trying to deceive. He doesn't have a very good deception.
Oh shit! I didn't roll well. 12.
You believe him. He did not hear you.
he did
They're
not hear
perfect
you.
for each other.
Oh my god.
Amazing.
I
He's
can't
very
lie,
good at
and I
persuasion,
can't tell you're
not so
lying.
much at deception.
So yeah, well, I guess he'll turn to Seisha. Where is it you're heading, just in case?
I'm going to go to the temple where Kelimvor and Jurgal's servants are. The name of which is escaping me at the moment.
Right. Well, I guess I could ask around from Kelimvor and Jurgal places until
I'll be fine.
Okay.
I'm sure you'll be safe.
Yeah, I've got Bernie.
Damn
it, Harold!
As Harold's heading for the door.
Renair's like, Ernie?
It's her horse, you see, because it's on fire. This is
Have
actually
you never seen my horse?
this is actually Bernie 2, even
Uh,
burnier.
Okay, when we leave, I'll show it to you. He's beautiful. I love
Sounds
him.
wonderful. Well, my love, I am ecstatic to find out where we are going.
Yes.
And it hasn't been said yet, but Biblio has been returned. Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. Oh yeah, Renair would have gone,
Seisha's gonna like lean over to V and kind of pull her shoulder down. Did you hear what? And whisper to her. Did you hear what he just called you?
Yes.
Oh my gosh! Okay. She'll stand back.
Someone in chat, I think it's Aaron, but too fast, too Bernius. I gotta stop. I can't.
That's amazing.
So good.
Okay. So you all gather yourselves outside. And,
V.
Mhm.
Oh, sorry. V leans over to Seisha and goes, I think it's just something with people with his accent say a lot.
I've never heard him say it to anyone else.
You know, kind of like how sometimes they'll say bloody, but it won't literally be bloody.
I'm just saying, have fun tonight.
Yes. Shall we?
Okay.
Glow Seeker, your subtlety is written in the stars as he turns and you summon Bernie to
Yes.
to Berniest or whatever. As a slowly emerges out of the stone path walkways, and is this celestial, holy, burning horse of white and blue flame. Yep. And the rest of you make your way to the Bloody Fist. Yeah. You return back to the Bloody Fist, the rectangular 2-story building that looks to be in constant disrepair in the clutches of the stench-filled streets of the dock ward. And as you approach, you watch a body go crashing through a window as a man slops and rolls across the hard stone streets.
Oh my word.
Getting up, dusting himself off, and heading back inside.
Harold waves. Hey, Bill.
That's great, Rainier.
Rainier actually goes, I love this place. I've always wanted to come here.
Oh, it's like one of my favorite places. When I thought about it, I was like, oh my God, I should bring Rainier because it's like one of my favorite places.
That's, I'm not surprised.
I fight here a lot.
Harold's going to turn
usually, always.
Petunia, who I'm sure
Petunia's like, kind of like,
Yeah, so this is one of the bars that V and I often frequent. We're well known, more so her than me, and you're not going to have any problems. Just have fun. It's everybody there is very friendly eventually.
okay.
If you hang out with us, you'll be fine.
Yeah, just if anybody asks, you're with me and her,
I'm with
especially
you.
her.
I'm with you. She like kind of hugs him arm a little bit closer. I'm with you. I'm with him.
And as you approach, there's loud cheers and jeers that echo out from inside with the return of the man. And they gather around an ongoing, intense fight. You make your way in the standing bar. You see Ugluck the Ugly, the large half-orc, who's obviously been in a few scraps judging by his scars, crook nose, and cauliflower ears. He's cleaning a few wooden mugs instead of the typical glassware found in other taverns, as grumbled words pass between him and patrons taking bets and filling pints. Above the 3 kegs behind him hangs a large chalkboard with the names of the establishment, the Bloody Fist, as well as the top 4 fighters' names. At the top is still Mad Jack, listed under the word undefeated. The list goes in a ranking order that follows suit: Mad Jack, Kozig the Crusher, Kuma the Bronze, and V Veterock. Looking over the fight, you see Adrian Beckett, the man V fought here before taking on Samor Thatcher, the very first fight she ever did. He's an older, pretty fit man who wears simple farmer's clothes similar to those of the Sudden Ward, and he is the one that just walked in from being thrown through a window. His stance is bow-legged and awkward, with his fists covering his face as he fights a half-orc female who wears loose-fitting clothes that gives the impression that she works on a boat. And as she moves and weaves around the older man, you can feel there is an abundance of static electricity in the air that causes everyone's hair to stand on end and fills the room with electrical energy. You are pulled away from the fight as someone calls out your name, and you see a young human man moving towards the crowd to you, and you recognize him as Samor Thatcher, or Thatch for short. He smiles big, missing a few teeth, probably from fights here in the pub, as he shouts to you, V, "Hey, it's you! Oh, are you here to fight?"
Yes!
Kuma's upstairs. She's about to go against Kozig, but you have the right to challenge first.
Oh, snap. Okay, well, I'm here with my boyfriend. And she, like, pulls up Rainier.
And then you see Sam go, okay.
His name's Rainier.
And he just kind of, like, gives that awkward, like, hello. Good to meet
Rainier,
you.
did you want to fight or did you want to watch?
What?
Did you want to fight or did you want to watch?
Oh no.
You don't want to. Okay. Well,
No.
that's fine.
I don't. I'm finesse. I'm not. There's no strength here at all.
You
It's
should fight
all.
Kuma.
I mean, look at you. You could totally Hochul
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah. All fists, right? No weapons.
No
Yeah.
weapons, just
Yeah.
fists.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Oh,
Good.
okay. I mean, that's fine.
I will
So-
gladly cheer you on if you want to fight and challenge. Your name's
You
on the
should do
board.
it. You should do it.
are you okay with that?
I mean, of course.
I don't know. I just want to make sure. I don't want to okay. Well, I'm gonna do that. So she tells Thatch that I want to challenge Kuma.
Okay, all right. And with a Superman punch, you hear like a static electricity, and you see.
So as that's happening, you actually hear Renair go. So who's that fighting now? Like who's in the? How does this? I don't know how this works. Is there like a who's going on now? Who?
I got it. So, V here, as you can see, her name up there on the board. My name was on the board once, actually.
Once.
Uh-huh.
Oh, Chris.
And but that's Beckett there. He's fighting a new challenger. I think she said her name was Naya. She's got skill. Plus, Beckett gets shocked almost anytime he hits her. It's freaking hilarious.
And with that, you see her connect with a Superman punch as you swear you just saw a small charge of lightning run down her arm before making contact, which sends him flying to the edge of the crowd as they recoil him back towards the center.
And with that, it just another one, haymaker, boom, and he is out cold. And the crowd goes wild.
While this is kind of taking place and you're kind of waiting on Kuma, Boss, what are you doing?
I'm looking for the man Harold was speaking to during our match with the frontline fighters, who seemed to be, I guess, the closest thing you could say to a leader, so to speak.
I think he was talking to Thatch, right?
You originally talked to Thatch, and that set you up with Kuma, and Kuma is one of the frontline fighters.
Yes, I just wanted to, judging by that group, and I'll make whatever rule necessary, who seemed to be the one to make the, I guess, bureaucratic decisions concerning the group.
There didn't really seem to be a leader, kind of how there isn't really a leader amongst you guys, but Kuma seemed to be one of the big ones, but you know that she is about to get into a fight.
So I'm looking, I'm looking for a member of them.
You do not see any of the other frontline members here, but there are quite a bit of other members, other people around if you wanted to ask anybody else.
And then there's also Ugluck, who probably knows everybody that comes in and out of this bar.
I walk towards Ugluck then.
All right.
And go up to him and says, "Hey, good man. I'm looking for members of the frontline fighters, actually, that mercenary group. You wouldn't have to know where I could find them, would you?" And I slip a silver in his direction.
And he looks down, wipes it, kind of spits on the ground, and then he just points up at Kuma, who's coming down the stairs. But also the crowd's starting to go a little crazy as they see another member on the board walk in as V is making her way towards the pit to face down Kuma.
And coming down behind Kuma, you see what appears to be a massive man, eye to eye, if not a little taller than V, as he makes his way over and just crosses his arms as he leans against the back wall, muscles rippling through his massive arms.
You would...
V and Harold, you would recognize this as Kozig the Crusher.
And everybody else that was on the beach would recognize him as a half ogre.
Yep.
Not the same half ogre that was there, but you can identify the race as a half ogre. A massive man.
I just, as he's approaching and shit, I'm just like, Kozig! Just see him, just, usual greeting.
And just, hey.
As everyone kind of squares up, and you get ready to go one-on-one versus Kuma, as the crowd anticipates, Renair sitting on the edge of his seat as you can kind of see him slip a couple gold to someone as he's placing a bet. And kind of is like, you seem like excited and ecstatic to see you fight. And you get the sense from his stance that like he is like almost like in a stance himself, like really wanting to go, but
knows he can't hold himself in a hand-to-hand.
Not in hand-to-hand.
But he is definitely enjoying the atmosphere of this. And Voss, you begin to speak with Ugluk.
And you kind of get the sense that Kuma is the only frontline fighter here and is the only one that really frequents this bar. But you also get the sense that it's not necessarily the only mercenaries willing to work.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. So I look at Ugluk, and then if I can, I know the fight's about to start, but kind of catch Harold's attention.
What? What's up?
Wave you over.
I will kind of look to Petunia and be like, Voss needs me real quick. Are you cool?
And she'll kind of look up at everyone surrounding her. She'll, I think so.
I will move her to, I'm sure there's somewhere for halflings to easily be able to see.
Yeah, there are standing benches and bleachers and stuff like that.
Renair will actually offer a hand to pull you up on the bench next to him if you want to.
Perfect. And he gives a little salute to Renair just in thanks, and then he'll jog over to Voss. I'll be right back. And jogs over to Voss.
Get me a drink.
Yep, no worries.
I take Harold to the side for one moment, and I say, I need your help pitching something.
The pants! You're finally on board!
Harold, look deep inside yourself and really wonder if that's what this conversation is going to be about.
Oh. What is it actually about?
So, we've been training the mercenaries in the field guard for quite some time, but I think it's time we actually recruit some real muscle with some real experience. We may not have time to train them that much or patrol. We're going to be a legitimate guild. By the way, the name of our guild in the field ward is the Bully Field Guard.
All right. I like it. Works. Gets the point across. Very easy for them to understand.
My thought in coming here was that we could start recruiting from this place. Xanathar didn't seem to have any problem doing it himself. We can beat him to the punch.
Yeah, I don't think it's a bad idea. I mean, obviously, we'd have to pay really well. You know, V and I have a deep reputation with these guys, so we'd want to treat them right.
How much, off the top of my head, does a mercenary cost to retain?
No idea.
It's typically per job. It's not really
Yeah,
per day.
I think that in this particular instance, it would pay for us to have like a bi-monthly or monthly, like, hey, come on out. We're going to bring a professional out and we're going to train all day for like a weekend. And then we pay them for the weekend. And then that way they're not obligated to us. They're not like employees, and they're just mercenaries. It keeps them safer. It keeps it so that if we find out that, you know, after one weekend, we didn't really like him, boss, we can move right on to somebody else. I think, but it's a great idea. This is the perfect place, and people here are genuinely good people.
Nonetheless, I need your discerning eye on this. Is this, and I kind of thumb Ugluk, fairly strong? intelligently.
I from what I understand about Ugluk, he's not like an idiot. He's just an unfortunate looking gentleman. Am I right?
Yeah, he's not an idiot. He definitely like.
I mean, me and him get along and stuff, right?
Yeah, I mean, he's not the smartest man, but he's also not dumb. He's
just average.
His face is messed up because he's been in a lot of boxing matches.
Right, of course. But like we get along well. I know that he's a very talented fighter, etc., etc.
Used to be. He doesn't really fight much anymore. Yeah.
But I think that he would be capable of training people.
Yeah.
Yeah. I turned to him. I'm like, hey, he's got more experience than almost anyone else in here. He's not really a fighter anymore, but I mean, that guy's got mountains of knowledge.
Excellent. Then I'll need you to back me up on this as I pitch.
I will back you up while you pitch. Pitch away.
Thank you. I go up to Ugluk the Ugly and I say, "Sir, do you give out your time as an active mercenary still?"
No. I run the box. That's what I do.
I look to Harold for a second.
I nod to him. I'm like, I just kind of.
But
Ugluk,
what are you looking for?
Ugluk, one of the best things about you is your extreme amounts of knowledge on fighting. I mean, you've told me countless times who you knew was going to win a fight before it even happened. Before the second punch was thrown, you've been like, oh yeah, well, he's clearly got it. We have been doing some work out in the field ward, and my friend here has been heading up, helping them develop a guard for themselves. As you could probably understand, they don't have the help of the people within the city. Well, my friend here is an excellent trainer and quite knowledgeable himself, but we find ourselves in situations where we're stretched thin and could use the help of other very knowledgeable fighters to help us train our guard and give them the opportunity to defend themselves.
Think of it as an exclusive mercenary company that works exclusively in the field ward. We handle problems.
Yeah, you're looking for recruitment for some maid.
Yes.
Yeah, you think like we need somebody in their corner for like a weekend. Their corner man to really help them through and teach them the things they need to know. Sparring, just anything you can think of that might help improve them.
It will be paid by the session. However, I can guarantee you A, will not be doing anything that would get you in any harm or trouble with the city, and B, the work itself would not be as harrowing. It would still be dangerous, but not nearly as so as, say, moving out to slay a dragon, or something like that. You'd essentially be showing our militia how to fight and how to deal with problems in the field ward, as well as helping and assisting them fight in that gangland territory.
Oh, you're muted, I think.
You've gone silent, Ugluk. I just hear
Sorry.
your lips. Okay.
Part of the head injury happens every so often, just every now and then.
Uh-huh.
But I could absolutely help you with a few men. Anybody willing, looking for work, happy to be a recruitment station for you, Harold. You bring in a lot of business with V.
I think that'd be great.
That would be excellent, actually. I'd pay you a fee for your time, of course.
Oh, you're damn right you would.
Harold grins and slaps the book on the shoulder.
Yeah, you're looking at 150 dragons a week for the 10-day of work. And that'll help me pay them as well as my time.
I will pay him then for 1 week of work right now.
I will also pay for 1 week of work, so we will get him for 2 weeks.
Okay.
I turned to him and I'm like, it's a good deal.
Correct.
But if you're looking for just a single day, I could do it for about 20 gold.
Well, take you up on your 10-day offer for right now. Start as soon as you possibly can, and we'll keep you for the next 2 weeks.
And I will write down all of like the directions that he needs and make sure he understands. And I will use Voss's keen mind to make sure I get all of the directions correct.
Okay.
We'll
Logan, go ahead and roll me a d6, and Ethan, roll me a d6.
Sure.
Okay.
Question: are we for Voss? Are we doing 2 weeks? Or are we splitting 1 week?
I paid for a week, and I thought you paid for a week, so we're doing
Okay,
2
perfect.
weeks.
That was my thought process too.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So 2 whole weeks. All right, and I'll roll a d6
for me.
Yep.
Okay.
I rolled a 5.
Okay, so the first week you will get 3 mercenaries patrolling, and the second you'll get 5.
Yep. Nice.
Sweet.
Solid.
And
Yeah,
that will
that's not bad.
that will
Not bad.
aid in training as well as actual patrols, and so you will probably see a reduced amount of hero dust and a little bit of dip in crime, as well as some other benefits from that.
Awesome. Finishing conversation up, I pull back, and as soon as I let Harold go, I say, no matter what you may be thinking, we are doing actual good in this city. It may not feel like it sometimes, but we are.
Harold smirks and then grins, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it right now." And he he high fives Voss, like whether he wants to or not. He's like,
I will partake in the high five.
And as you high five, there is an eruption of cheers as you turn back to see Kuma and V charging each other, and that is where we're going to end tonight's session.
Okay.
I'm so excited. I cannot.
We will pick up next week with
a fight.
A fight, and whoever is victorious will go on to fight Kozig.
Who you gotta win? I got your back. I'm gonna be yelling.
So,
great session, guys.
That was a lot of fun. Before we go any further, remember, enter #dice for your chance for Die Hard Dice Spellbinder dice. That was a part of the giveaway due to your donations at d4extralife.com. Please keep spreading the word. You also don't have to donate just during the game. You can donate at any time, and when those achievements are unlocked, you just tune into our show and enter the hashtag to win, and we'll send you a whisper if you're the one that's pulled. Also, remember to enter #Beyond for your chance at digital dice. There's 2 sets. There's
the Blacksmith set and the Archmage's Favor.
Yep, and enter #Eldritch for your chance to win an Eldritch miniature, where they have a bunch of stuff coming out every week. Like, it just keeps getting updated and updated and updated, and it's super awesome.
So here is the Spellbinder. Oh God, there goes
Oh, hey, it rolled a 4 though.
Hey, look at that D4. Ha ha. That was planned the whole time.
You're so pretty.
Kind of see it.
And then, if you haven't entered those, please enter those only once.
There you go.
And we're going to make those drawings soon. But yeah, guys, lots
God,
more
they're so
information.
pretty.
Yes.
They are gorgeous. I highly recommend them. That whole line is beautiful.
Pictures. I tried. But
I hope you guys enjoyed yourself.
We'll give you a few.
Thank you so much.
It was
guys.
great.
It was so much fun.
That was
We'll give you
wonderful.
60 more seconds before we pull the winner on that. I hope you enjoyed the session.
I loved getting the crud muffins scared out of me.
Did we actually explain to the audience what those items that Harold and I gifted each other did?
Oh, they don't know what the mechanical.
We can go ahead and
I can explain.
Yeah.
The
We can read them out.
The Luckstone gives Petunia +1 on all ability checks and +1 on all saving throws. And mine allows me, if I am dying and I'm wearing the amulet, I immediately stabilize on the next turn that I can. And anytime that I get healing points from dice rolled, it's doubled.
Yeah.
That's insane.
That's sweet.
Don't die on me.
So real quick, Zero the Druid, hold your dice up. Hoocha 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 lobster.
There it is.
There you go.
Your dice have been blessed with the lobster.
Yeah.
You've just been blessed by the
dead lobster in Renair's living room.
Sorry.
Even if the water was
that's
right,
the goblin blessing is hoocha
It's
hoocha
a
hoocha
vase.
lobster.
even if it was the right water, it's a vase. The lobster's not going to be happy about that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Give us just a second. We are pulling winners right now.
Chawinga! Sorry,
You good?
it's from yesterday. Sorry.
Okay. Okay.
We were on a Icewind Dale stream, Devin and I, yesterday, and I kept mispronouncing a word, and it just became a long-running joke where I can't get it right. Chawinga!
I like this in the chat.
Yep. So give us just a second. We are pulling winners right now. Give me just a second.
Speaking of, can I plug the Icewind Dale game real quick?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
So Devin and I are appearing on a new stream, and in fact, D&D Jordan Lee, who's in our chat, is also on it. It's the Icewind Dale Rime of the Frost Maiden stream, and you can catch it on the Thread Raiders channel every Saturday at 3:00.
Yes, and those that are fans of D4, if you stay tuned long enough, you might learn that my character might be tied to this campaign.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. I will say I'm playing a Goliath.
He is.
Allegedly.
An alleged Goliath. I have my suspicions. He's totes sus.
Very sus.
Totes sus.
Man, I need to get myself a Harvey Higginbotham Among Us outfit. That's what I need.
Oh yeah.
Yes, you do. Oh, and we got a puppy.
Every other company that's making miniatures is pretty sus to me.
Oh my god.
But I saw
Sus
Eldritch
is my
Foundry
favorite
working on the
word.
lasers.
Thank you, Session.
Okay, guys, sorry about that. Okay, so winner of the Eldritch Foundry miniature is Hawkmere.
Hey.
Congratulations, Hawkmere. Winner of the D&D Beyond digital dice is D&D Player 888.
Yay!
And winner of the dice from Die Hard Dice is Zero the Druid. And they have been funny enough blessed
funny.
by the lobster. So
Lobster.
congrats. We'll be reaching out to you all on that to get that to you.
We also want to say a shout out and thanks to Volinar's Workshop, who
So pretty.
made our dice rollers for us, and he's got this new awesome logo. I'm not sure if you can see it.
Ooh,
Oh, that's awesome.
That's fancy.
Lennar makes the
And,
highest
if
quality
you
stuff.
need any wood-based D&D product, please go over to Volinar's Workshop and check him out on all the social medias.
You will
And
not be
also,
upset you did.
Remember, we have a new D&D game coming out with RockPunch ATL, and that is the Sina Una game, and that is
This Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on twitch.tv/RockPunchATL.
it's called
Amazing
Tampo,
group
an
playing
adventure
it.
in the islands, and it's pre-colonial Filipino mythology. Super awesome. We were part of the
Yeah, Devin and I play tested, and this setting is incredible.
It's
Sounds
so cool.
exciting.
The lore alone is just
It's
So
beautiful.
amazing.
Yeah.
The art is amazing.
Oh,
Go buy
Yeah,
your copy.
It's incredible. The DM, who is Josh Mendenhall, is one of the co-creators of Sina Una, along with one of the players, Mackenzie DeArmas, who is one of the lead designers as well, is one of the players. And then we have Omega Jones, the Critical Bard, Latia Jaquise, and Josh Simons as our cast.
What a powerhouse team
It's
that
it's
is.
ridiculously good. Like, I'm
If you-
super hype.
If you love us, you're going to love them even more. So, and if you want to support the Sina Una, it releases tomorrow, and go find it on deckofmini.com/Sina Una, and that is SINAUNA.
Yep.
And be excellent to each other.
May you always roll with advantage. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.